still counting,
Yeah, he's still moving money around, trying to show out.
Oh, Gram-A-Thon at its best.
All
People
right,
are,
I think we're live on Facebook. If you guys can check my page and start sharing from your page. Yeah, it looks like we're live now. Very good.
Very good. All systems go, right?
All systems are go. Minister Jamil, we're going to go ahead and kick it over to you, brother, and let's start talking about why gold and the purpose of the Gram-A-Thon. Since you guys, Team Freedom, Ms. Shelby Case, and Mr. Thompson, you and Mr. Thompson, you and Minister Jamil, go ahead and start us out with the Gram-A-Thon and the purpose of this.
I'm going to defer to Mr. Thompson in this matter, but I got a little something to add, I think. Let me bring to you at the microphone at this time 1/3 of the leadership of Team Freedom, along with Brian Battle and his lovely wife, Miss Shelby Casey Thompson. I want to bring to the microphones an inspiring man, a bold man, a leader. In whatever he would have done, he would have been a leader. But his leadership is amplified, it's clarified, it's made even more simple for us to understand the beauty of it here in Karatbars International. Let's bring to the microphones all the way from Miami, Florida, where he's there for the last stop of the World Tour 2018. Let's bring Mr. Kevin 2X Thompson. Mr. Thompson?
I'm here. It's
Yes,
that time. It's that golden time. Time to get your weight up. 1 gram at a time. We about to get it on. Appreciate you, Brother Jamil. I thank you guys for bringing us in here. We're going to set it off today. And for those of you who do not know or do not understand what a Gram-A-Thon is, it's kind of like when you used to think back to those old days when Jerry Lewis used to wake you up at the middle of the dawn. You know what I mean? 12 o'clock in the morning, and they be collecting charity and, you know, to just rile everybody up and say, hey, everybody call anybody, and just, you know, it's all for one cause. It's all for one purpose. So here in the Wealth Builders Worldwide, we here for the same cause, for the same purpose, and that's goal saving. And that's for everybody to be able to get an opportunity to be able to cash in on the most precious, the most realistic currency on the planet. And that's what we're here for today. We came in, we all in the room, we all in there, you know, wherever you are, send out your last minute text messages, you know, call people, just go run out in the road and just stop the cars and just let them know, look, get on goldrocks.info, because we gonna be saving gold today and getting paid to do it. Back to you, Jamil.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Thompson. It is important for us to note, and everybody's orienting ourselves, getting right. Some of us are coming from one angle, some of us are coming from another. But you know one thing, we all going to the same place, and that is the destination called Gram-A-Thon. We're working out a few technical problems. I might even turn my phone the other direction. How about making it work like that? Ooh, yes. Now I can be seen in the right orientation, I think. But I want to make sure that
I don't have to turn my head sideways.
No, because you could get a crook in your neck trying to look at me and hear what I'm
yeah, exactly.
I don't want to hurt anybody that way. But I want to tell you, family, this is a day that we should mark on our calendars as a day when we took further than it had ever been taken before, the idea of collective work and responsibility, of us coming together to take care of ourselves, our families, our community, and our folks in the Karatbars International world. How do you do that? Well, the first thing you do is you remember to save in gold. Savings in gold is a hedge against inflation. It's a protection for you and your family from times of trouble and instability. Saving in gold allows you to amass your assets in the most reliable container of wealth in the history of the world over the last 5,000 years. When you save in gold, you protect yourself and your family from the various vagrancies of the dollar. You protect yourself from instability and volatility. You protect yourself from uncertainty and intrigue. You protect yourself and your family because when the dollar falls, gold will rise. The two have been inversely proportionally related since time immemorial. So what's going to happen today on this Gram-A-Thon is that family after family, friend after friend, individual after individual, team after team, will be saving gold by the gram, gold by the 2.5 gram, gold by the 5 gram, gold by the ounce. And we'll be saving enough to make up 1,000 grams of gold. You say, well, what difference does it make? What difference it makes will become clear to you as we go on through this exercise. In just a moment, I'm about to turn you into the hands of our CEO, who's constantly empowering others, constantly encouraging others, is Mr. Michael Delco. But in just a moment, he'll tell you more about what this day means. But for me, for my part, I'm honored to be a part of Team Freedom, honored to be a member of Wealth Builders Worldwide, honored to be a student of Mr. Ty Best and Mr. Michael Delco, honored to be a brother and friend of Roger Williams and Rodney Berger and Kevin Thompson and Brian Battle and Shelby Casey Thompson, and so many more, because we're coming together to get some things done that have never been done before. Mr. Delco, could you say a word to us about what we will actually set in motion by participating in today's activity? I think we all need to know.
Most definitely. So the first thing,
may I interrupt for a second?
Go ahead, Mr. Berger.
Mr. Delco. It is now 3:15. Let's get our first tally.
Yeah, let's get a tally.
Are you guys ready?
We are ready. You screen sharing it, Mr. Berger?
I can do that if you want me to.
Yeah, screen share the Gram-A-Thon.info website and then give us a tally.
All right, right now, you guys ready? Drum roll.
Drum roll.
We have 36 in the first 15 minutes. 30 grams. All right, let me bring up the share screen right here. Make sure it's showing up the way I want to. Yep. All right, so I'm going to share screen. All right, let's see. There we go. Let me know if you can see the screen.
It's coming up. There it is. It's there.
All right, so we have 36 grams. And look, we got people all over. And this is the beautiful thing about this website, guys. It shows how many grams have been gotten so far and who and where they're from, what country. And look, we got the little bit of gold there, get ready to take over those dollar amounts. So let's go, guys. Come on now. We'll be back for an update at 3:30. Back to you, Mr. Delco.
All right, outstanding. So that's amazing, team. 36 grams in 15 minutes. Was that the number, Mr. Berger, 36?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we only got to get to 1,000 grams. I'm trying to make a transfer right now myself. But let me talk to you all right now about why we said gold. I know that we have some people that are on Facebook Live watching us, and they're wondering maybe, what are we doing? Okay, so let's talk about very briefly the history of gold. Since its inception as money, gold has never had a failing year. Now, gold goes up and down in a continually upward trajectory, but gold is stable in value. I'll give you proof, very simple proof. In 1950, you could buy a brand new Ford pickup truck for $1,095 cash. Now, I know that sounds like today we'd buy 10 trucks, right? $1,095. But in 1950, $1,095 was a lot of money. And you could buy 30 ounces of gold in 1950 for $1,095. You could buy a pickup truck in 1950 for $1,095, or you could take that $1,095 and buy 30 ounces of gold. Which one, first question to the people that are here on goldrocks.info, which one still has value today, the truck or the gold? Type it in.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, the gold. The gold still has value. That 1954 pickup truck, unless you're good at renovating vehicles, that thing is in the heat. It's in the scrap heap right now. You put that $1,095 to the man, and it turned into scrap metal. It's probably in somebody's toaster oven right now. Right? That's called a depreciating asset. Well, where is that gold? That gold is indestructible, incorruptible. It is on the planet right now and is making somebody wealthy, or it's in somebody's teeth. right? But that gold is still valuable right now. As a matter of fact, it's more valuable. Let's prove it. Had you put that $1,095 in gold instead of a truck, today it takes $32,950 to buy a brand new Ford pickup truck, or, drum roll, 30 ounces of gold. See, the truck didn't get more valuable or more expensive. The gold maintained your buying power. So if you're working and you were saving cash, your cash didn't store your labor, but the gold did. That's the simple truth of why we save in gold. So today, as we do this Gram-A-Thon, yes, it's exciting. Yes, it's a lot of fun. Yes, we're going to hit our goals. But instead of putting money to a depreciating asset, we're exchanging it for an appreciating asset, which is gold. And we're doing it in group economics, which is another word I got today from Mr. Joseph Kleiman, grouponomics. That's our new word today, Minister Jamil, grouponomics.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're exercising grouponomics and we're saving gold as a group. And we're hitting a milestone today of 1,000 grams. That's called a kilogram. So I want to kick it back to somebody else on the panel and we can talk about what saving gold has done for you. Because I know for me and my family, I hear people say this all the time, but it's so true for me and my family. We were never able to save. We were out shopping in the shopping district today, and my wife talked to a lady, and she asked a simple question: do you look for other ways to make more money? And the lady said, yes, it's hard out here. And that statement pricked my heart, Minister Jamil. It's hard out here. And I began telling her, save gold. And as soon as I said gold, their eyes lit up. It was like, of course we should be saving gold, but no one talks about it. So we're here today to fire you up to talk about saving gold and do it in a very explosive way called grouponomics. Over to you, Mr. Jamil.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Delco. That is the key in a nutshell. Grouponomics allows us to do for ourselves what we would have greater difficulty to do if we didn't have the group dynamic. As I see you all checking in to the screen, I'm glad to welcome Finest the Boss Parkinson and Glenn Perkins and Jamel John and Daryl Matthews and so many more who are on here. Maria Johnson is on the train on the way home from work. She's hoping that the train goes faster so she can get home and get her grams. Don't go up in the engine of the train and take over from the driver. Just let him drive the train. You'll be home soon enough. But we've got things to do right here that are going to collect everybody from making things work. As Mr. Berger goes to Gram-A-Thon.info, we'll be able to single out individual donors. We know that today is the day of the showdown. We know that among the three, Mr. Alan Austin, Mr. Michael Delco, and Mr. Ty Best, they've been talking smack all week about who's going to put the most grams in the pot today. So we're going to see what happens among them, and we are glad to referee the battle royale of gold savings taking place right here on the Gram-A-Thon today. We have the trusty Burger King himself, Mr. Rodney Berger in New York City, sitting at the controls, capably handling the flow and back and forth among us all. So Louis Straub is here, and I know he's another competitive gold saver. So Mr. Straub is in the play. He's in the place to be. So we see so many of us gathering around to make sure we get this happening. But today is the day when we begin to break the bonds. When the lady said to you, Mr. Delco, it's hard out here, it reminds me of an old movie that was nominated for an Oscar a few years ago. I think it was called Hustle and Flow. And in the movie, there was a famous line stated by Terrence Howard about how hard it is out here for a person in his profession. What I say is even harder out here for a person who his profession is putting out here to work. So it's hard for that one, but it's hard for the one who's getting that done to them. So let's make sure we're not getting that done to us by the government, by our friends in corporate citizenry. Let's make sure we're always looking out for ourselves.
Hey, Mr. Jamil, you're a trip now. It is hard out here, for a person, for a person. Because look, listen, guys, listen to this. Where the dollar stops, that's who pays the tax. Hear me clearly. Where the dollar stops, that's who pays the tax. Now, we totally understand the concept of stacking paper. You should stack some paper. Everybody needs an emergency fund, a petty cash fund, and a sunny day fund. I don't call them rainy days no more. Sunny day is having something stashed away when an opportunity shows up. You've got some cash to move quickly to make some stuff happen. A plot of land pops up for 10 grand, 2 acres. Somebody wants to liquidate. A family member died. They just want to get rid of the land. And there's 10 grand. And you don't have the 10 grand. You blow it. And then somebody builds an apartment complex on it, or a 30-unit complex on it. And you say, man, you tell your kids, man, I could have had that land. I was right there.
That's
Apple
true.
stock, $16 a share. Now it's $200-300 a share. You had the money, but you spent it on a cruise. So you didn't have your sunny day fund, right? Mm-hmm. So yes, you need a sunny day fund, an emergency fund, and a petty cash fund. But when it comes to your real long-term savings, it is hard out here for a person when you don't understand that gold is that hedge against inflation. Wherever the cash stops, that person pays the tax called inflation. See, they don't call it taxes. They call it inflation. It's where you look at the gas pump and it went from where it was a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was $2.15. Now it's $3.15. They didn't even ask your opinion. You're paying the tax called inflation.
That's right.
When bread was 25 cents a loaf, now it's $3 or $4 a loaf. You, consumer, are paying the tax. So how do you stop inflation tax? You take the cash, you transfer the wealth from the people who collect the tax to you. This is a wealth transfer that you control all the movement. You take the cash, you move it into gold, and you transfer the wealth from the global elites who collect the inflation to you. Instead of paying inflation, you benefit from it. Back over to you, Mr. Jamil.
My goodness, I want to give it over to Mr. Thompson, but I got to say, as I bridge that gap, Mr. Delco, thank you for giving us insight on how money works. Many of us who are gathered on this call today, on this Gram-A-Thon today, waiting the next tally at 3:30 in just a couple of moments. But we're on here today knowledgeable of less than most people have always been. But as we grow in knowledge, we begin to become more and more profitable in our personal financial situations. Therefore, we are grateful. We come with a humble heart. We come with an open mind, and we come ready to work. And so now that's why the blessing is much more magnified. The blessing is much more amplified. The blessing is much more clarified. And that's what makes us able to do things that they thought we couldn't ever muster the strength to do. This is revolutionary. This is powerful. This is blessed. Now the time check, please. If we check the time, it may be time for us to go to Mr. Rodney Berger for the tally, and then we'll come right back to Mr. Kevin Thompson for more from Miami. Mr. Berger?
Yes. I'm just getting the numbers right now. Let me update the site. Give me just a second. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to add on to what Mr. Dalco said. Cindy and I had a conversation about a week ago where inflation is also hidden right before our eyes too. And what I mean by that is inflation is also on the product that you buy at the grocery store. If you notice, the roll of toilet paper is not as wide as it used to be. And if you notice, ice cream is no longer a half a gallon. It's less than a half a gallon. And if you notice cookies and things like that, how many guys like Rice Krispies? Man, they're so tiny, you almost have 2 bites. And before you had like 5 or 6 bites. Now it's like down to 2. So inflation is sneaky. It's coming into our product, and we're still paying the same price for less product. So I'm getting there. Hold on. I'm getting the numbers for you.
Yes, sir. While you get those numbers, Mr. Berger, I want to just reassure you by means of a disclaimer. To my nutritional therapist who is on the line with us and is a member of the Carrot Bars family, this discussion about ice cream and cookies is something I know nothing about. I have no knowledge of it. I was not there. You did not see me, and there's no photograph of it. So therefore, I have no knowledge of the ice cream and cookies. Back to you, Mr. Berger.
Mr. Berger, we do have 2 minutes, so you're okay.
We have 2 minutes.
We have 2 minutes.
I'm on
1 minute, Dalco.
1 minute. I'm trying to get my grams in. I just made my transfer, and I'm trying to get my grams in before you.
Well, I think you missed it, Mr. Dalco.
Did I miss it? Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready to bring up the share screen here.
At 3:30 now. The time will be
3:29. Yep.
I just barely got mine in under the radar.
See, Mr. Berger, it is not 3:30, man. It is 3:29. I did not.
3:29, bro. 3:29.
You're waiting 10 minutes.
No.
I have to say this, Mr. Delco. Let me take the prerogative here to tell you that the time in New York is always just a little bit ahead of time.
That is correct. Thank you.
Always.
Finally realized that. My goodness.
Hey, I just got mine in, man. Okay, I need you to tally mine.
Well, yours is coming up next, Mr. Delco.
Oh.
I know. All right. So here we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 3:30 on this amazing Gram-A-Thon Friday, Freedom Friday, and we are now looking at 90 grams. And look, we're seeing gold taking over that cash pile, and that's the goal today, is to get rid of that cash pile and transfer into the real money, which is gold. So I'm going to leave this up for y'all for a minute. Y'all can just look at that wonderful graph as it grows. And back to
that's called cooking in goose grease right there.
Mr. Thompson, cooking in goose grease and getting these grits done. Is that what's happening, sir?
Cooking them grits, brother. Cooking them grits. I was so glad that I heard Mr. Delco make the point about people that realize that they see the cost of bread, and they see the cost of gas, and they see the cost of groceries, and they don't understand. They think that the prices is going up. We here to tell you today, it's not that prices are going up. It's the value of your dollar going down. Open your eyes. Wake up. Mm-hmm. It's hard out here for a person. Don't be getting on that other side.
No.
Understand. You got to wake up today. We got to be some woke folk today.
Woke folk. Indeed, it's time for us now to begin to grip our own future in our hands. It's time for us to start looking at what we can do for ourselves instead of counting on others to do for us what we have to do for ourselves. As we are at the counter, some of us, you'll see us moving, and the point of view may change because we're writing things down, moving things around, getting 1 gram, 2 grams, 3 grams. You'll see Mr. Delco there with the phone up to his ear. He looks more like a combination of the new James Bond and Our Man Flint. And he's got the phone up to his ear. He's working. Mr. Best has come into the room there in Newport News, Virginia. He's monitoring the progress of Wealth Builders Worldwide. We appreciate you and we salute you, folks. We know that you're on deck with us, but all around the country and all around the world, everybody's doing this thing. As Brother Team Street Ministry says, everyone should be acquiring gold. We're looking at it right now to see to it that we aid in that progress. Now, in order for us to be on time and on pace,
we're doing the Gram-A-Thon.
Gold, we have to get 333.33 grams of gold every hour. 333 grams per hour. We're right now beginning to pick up the pace right now. So let's go to our next presenter and we'll make sure we're on top. Let's hear a word from Miami. We had you on the line with us, Mr. Thompson. Are you on the Zoom and able to tell us what's happening at the World Tour 2018, last stop in Miami, Florida?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here to tell you, I'm actually sitting here with some of our freedom fighters and, some of our partners. We out trying to get a little bit of, we're trying to rush down a little bit of food while we over on our phones, trying to put these transactions in to get these grams up. We all concerned about getting our weight up. So, we here in Miami. The weather is amazing. Wish you were here. For those of you that are not here, we're here for you.
Hey, bro, how long does it take to update?
See how we do right there. I want y'all guys to see
Mine hasn't updated. It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Mine hasn't.
There we go.
It's been a minute.
Tell us who
We're
we
here
got.
with the Moses.
I'll try it again.
Put them on the spot. While they supposed to be getting their weight up, they was getting them French fries up.
Who do we have there, Mr. Thompson? Tell us who's with you there in Miami.
That was the infamous Mr. Archie Moses and his lovely wife Violet, and they got here yesterday to
do it again. I'm gonna do it again.
Miami in and to prep it for Team Freedom and the Wealth Builders Worldwide Group, and we're here. We're here to represent. We're so excited about what's getting ready to take place here in Miami at the last stop of the world tour, to be able to bear witness to the advanced movement of Karatbars International. So we're 100% excited. You know, everybody's getting their weight up. It's just a epic opportunity right now. If you don't know what's going on, you gotta ask somebody.
Yes,
get back with the person who shared the information. Get back with the person who told you. Just get back and find out what's going on while we waking folks up about the true reality of real money. Back to you, Brother Jamil.
Yes, sir. Before we leave you, Mr. Thompson, I want to just say a word of congratulations to Mr. Archie Moses and his lovely wife, Sister Violet. You know, Archie needs Karatbars to pay off for him and his family because his wife has a bad shoe habit. Bad shoe habit. You see Sister Violet right now, I guarantee you, if you look under that table, she's wearing some $600 or $700 shoes. She got beautiful taste in shoes. Look up, there you go. See? Make it work. So Archie, I know you got to do well with Karatbars. Keep building, brother. Keep building. Keep building. So glad to see Team Freedom on the move all over the world. So let's make sure we all stay in tune and connected throughout this exercise today. 333.33 grams of gold per hour over 3 hours.
Bill, I want you to speak on this. My business partner from South Africa, Mr. Ole Dianashi, he made the statement in the chat room. He said, it's so sad here in South Africa. We've got gold mines, but none of us have gold.
That's a geopolitical statement, but it's also a spiritual statement. In a sense that often you've heard the old saying, water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. When forces control the natural resources that are under the feet of an indigenous people, those forces can wickedly manipulate the financial system to make the people who are the custodians of the wealth pay most dearly to participate in its distribution. We don't want to be the people who are mapped today, who are played today. We don't want to be the people who are taken advantage of today. But for the little man, the little woman, the working man, the brother and sister on the trolley, on the train, on the commuter highway, that little man catching the bus, that sister at the bus stop at 6 a.m. in the morning, Karatbars is your way out. It's your way to make a change in your life that will change the reality of the lives around you and begin eventually to change the fairness with which the world's wealth and distribution is created. This is the time for you to stand up for your family. If you came here today prepared to save 5 grams, save 10. If you came here today prepared to save 2.5, save 5. If you came to save 1, save 3. Because this is the hour of our getting up on the horse and riding this thing to our economic and financial liberation and freedom. In South Africa, in South Carolina, in the South Bronx, and in South Central LA. All over the globe, we're coming together to do things by the vehicle of Karatbars International. Mr. Harold Seitz is a man of great vision, a man of great insight, and a man of great energy and boldness. And to put this vehicle in our hands, we don't intend to disappoint ourselves and our families. No, we're here on the Gram-A-Thon today to make a difference. Now, you may notice that he's come into the room, and every time a senior partner comes into the room, we must defer to his presence and allow him the opportunity to speak as he sees fit. And so coming to us live from Newport News, Virginia, at his palatial home in that city in Virginia. We want to welcome to the line the leader, the founder, the CEO of Wealth Builders Worldwide. Mr. Tyrone Best is with us today. Mr. Best, please share with us what we need to do next.
Hey, good afternoon, Minister Jamil. Man, look, you on fire. Look, I'm trying to first I had to figure out how to get my picture up there because I realized my camera was on something. Then now my picture's sideways.
Yeah, you're sideways, man.
How to get it straight, because I don't know how to get it straight. I can tell you, man, you don't have to be that sharp to do this, but you got to know how to do it. What do? Save a lot of gold, get a lot of crypto, tell a lot of people. Okay? Okay, because I'm still, I don't know what to do. I'm playing with this camera. I'm going, okay, now how do I get this thing straight? I don't know. Somebody got to call and text me, tell me. But right now I talk to you like this.
No, yeah, that way. That's it. That's it. Yes.
This gives all new meaning to the old phrase, digging scene with a gangster lean.
I'm like, folks, let me tell you.
Leaning, I see Mr. Delco leaning, Mr. Williams is leaning. We're going to try to pick up on you, Mr. Best.
Ronnie Burger should tell me what I got to do to get this thing straight, Burger. Something I'm doing.
Yes, indeed.
But anyway, but look, man, look, let me tell you something. Hats off again to Miss Shelby Thompson. What a great idea. I'm so far. I've been cranked up. I've been waiting for this thing all week, man. I'm fired. I'm ready. I'm just, you know, I got books all around me, running with the Giants. I got all kinds of stuff. I came with my props and everything, man. I'm gonna get this camera straight. But look, we're after this thing. Look, no pressure anybody. Minister Jamal Muhammad said it best. Get what you get. Stretch yourself. Get gold for you and your family. This is Pay Yourself Friday. This is Pay Yourself. This is Pay Yourself Friday. Pay yourself first. Get out and stretch yourself. Build an asset for you and your family. Don't do it for Mr. Harold Sykes. Don't do it for Caraboss. Do it for yourself. But as cooperative economics says, or as grouponomics, whatever word it is you want to use, man, you're here now. And this is happening now. But look, I owned my 30 grams in that total. I don't think my 30 grams was in that total that Mr. Berg just gave it, because I was just getting radar. You guys blocked the system for about 10 minutes. I couldn't get my order in. I knew I should have placed it before 3 o'clock anyway, but I said I want to place it after 3 o'clock, playing team on exactly what we asked the team to do. So at 3 o'clock, I placed that order. I started trying to place the order at 3:01. Man, that thing didn't go through to about 3:15.
I think they were jumping the gun, Mr. Best. I do. I think some people were jumping the gun, man.
It was crazy. I don't think it went through. But for those folks who won, look, man, we're not playing here. I mean, I went to my, anyway, they ain't gonna tell you all that, but let's put it this way. You know, that's gold. That's gold. So I want to tell you, I got a little bit of, man, I'll tell you, I get that camera straight. I'll show it to you later if you can't see it, but that's gold.
Yeah, we'll see it.
That's coins, okay? Then I got the community card. That's Miss W. Thomas. When all you hear, some of you young folks, you don't understand who that is. That's a community card, okay? Gold card, Miss W. Thomas. You're talking about an accomplished Olympic champion, MD, Stanford graduate, in carrot bars. I got the card. You don't have this card. That's a credibility card right there. You say, wait a minute, Debbie Thomas, okay, in this thing, Olympic champion in this thing, okay? Credibility card. I got the product. I just want you to know, because I mean, I never talk about this stuff. We don't do a lot of flossing and showing off in carrot bars all the time. And that's what we want to, if it's real. I can't stand when we get these crazy questions. You got MasterCard there, Federal Express delivering the gold, and people still wonder if we real. Is this some kind of legitimate deal? I'm going, what are you talking about? Did you watch the video? We think MasterCard is letting us get away with using their logo and using their card, and they haven't checked us out? You think Federal Express is delivering gold to your house, and they haven't checked us out? Come on, folks. Let's get real. You talking about stacks? Look, I got stacks of gold. Look, stacks. Stacks. That's one stack. Okay. Wait a minute. A whole nother stack. I just tried to win 30 more. I bought 30 grams last Friday. Thank you, Shelby Thompson, again. I bought 30 grams again today. I bought 30 grams on Monday.
You're just flexing, man.
Okay, yeah, I'm flexing. I ain't flossing. I'm flexing, though. I'm flexing. I ain't flossing because I ain't buying a car for you. Okay? I'm flexing. Look, there's 5 grams of gold right there. Those 5 grams of gold cards right there. Okay, there's our card for Africa. Okay, let's think about this now. Our percentage to donate to orphans in Africa every time we buy this card. You talking about working together? Can you imagine every time you say go for your family, $10 card is being sent to help orphans in Africa right now on this card. That was put together, Mr. Harold Sykes, long before you ever got involved. Ain't doing it to impress you. It's happening. This is what we're all about. That mission statement is real, okay? There's a New Year, Merry Christmas card. There's a Happy New Year card, okay? Wait a minute, one more thing. There's the WBW card. In case you haven't seen it, that's right, WBW card, 1 gram card, WBW. That's our card for those who say, Wealth Builders Worldwide. Yes, we got our own card in the back office in Karatbars. That's right there too. If that's not enough, there's some cash gold. I got a little bit of everything. There's a stack of cash gold.
Watch out now.
Stack of cash gold. And if that's not enough, just to help you believe, there's a stack of cash. Okay, now, I shouldn't have as much cash laying around as somebody told me because this right here really should be turned into gold. Okay, but you know, you got to keep a little petty cash around the house.
Yes, sir.
Little petty cash. There's a little petty cash. Little petty cash. Come on, coach.
For those
lead from the front, coach.
Karatbars is real.
Look, lead from the front, coach. That's all I'm telling you. Lead from the front. Come on now.
If Karatbars is real, no, I've been doing this 5 years for my health. I've been doing this 5 years because I ain't got nothing else to do. No, Karatbars is very, very real. But what drives me right now in Karatbars is what Brother Jamil said. How many people can I help? It drives me crazy when I talk to somebody and say, I'm doing okay. Okay, great. You doing okay. How many people you know broke? How many people you know frustrated with their job? How many people you know need to make some money, want to make some money? And you tell me you doing okay. Man, we got to grow up. This thing is bigger than us, bigger than you. Now, if you're concerned about yourself, I'll let you deal with God and that later. But for those who have a concern for their fellow human being, for those who have a concern for other people, for those who have a concern for that single mom out there desperately trying to figure out how do I get ahead, for those who have a concern for you out there working 3-4 jobs and still can't figure out why they can't make it, you got to tell them about Karatbars.
That's right.
Don't make the decision for them. I'm so glad my sponsor didn't make it. I'm so glad my sponsor didn't say, you know, Tyrone doing okay. He's been retired for 18, 19 years. He won't be interested. He's owned his own company. He's owned his own company, 3 of them. Last thing he's going to do is become an affiliate in another company. I'm so glad my sponsor didn't make the decision for me, picked up the phone call, called me, and let me make my own decision.
That's right. Mr. Best, I tell you, it is time for us to make a decision now at 3:45.
Yes,
3:46 time. We're ready for Mr. Rodney Berger in New York. And then after we hear from Mr. Berger, we'll be going to other leaders in Karatbars International. Mr. Roger Williams, the Big Pill. Get ready to hear from him. Get ready to hear from Miss Tanisha Glaspie out in the Arizona desert. We're going to have information from all over the world of Karatbars coming up right here on these airwaves. Right now, Mr. Rodney Berger in New York.
Yes. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right. Look at that. We are now up to 276 grams. Come on, guys. You guys want to see who the biggest donor of their own paying themselves is? Well, all you got to do, guys, is look down at the list. And we got a Michael D from Georgia. Wonder who Michael D is. He just got 120 grams. So, Michael D, congratulations wherever you are.
Whoever you may be.
Whoever you may be.
Congrats, brother.
You flexing now.
Brother.
You flexing. You trying to make me go spend some more money. No. You flexing. I told you I ain't going to flex with you. I ain't going to do it.
All right, so listen, guys. Let me do a quick tutorial on how to do this. Because some people are texting me saying, it's not working. All right, so listen. I'm going to put in bogus information, and I promise you it's going to come out of the tally. All right, so let's watch. So let's say your name is Mr. You're the gold man. All right, you're going to put in your name, or you can put your initials. We want to keep it private, so you can say what city, anywhere. All right, and you put your state, and we made that a required field because we want to see where everybody's coming from. I think that's important. Let's say it's from Delaware, and we got some people from Dubai on here, Canada, purchasing grams. Let's say this guy gets 12 grams. All right, so you put 12, and you've got to click on the security check. All right, so make sure you click on that, and you're going to get a little check box there once it's completed. And it's thinking about it. And then when that's done, you click on this box here that says submit your grams. Then once that's in, you're going to get a little message. Your grams have been counted. Congratulations for paying yourself first. So make sure you see the screen and you'll know that your entry has been submitted. That's what I got for now. 276. We're taking over the fiat currency with real physical gold. Congratulations, everybody. Back to you.
Let me jump in and say one quick thing before Mr. Best and Minister Jamil and Mr. Thompson get back in. I want you all to feel the camaraderie in what we're doing right here. See, this, for those of you that are watching via Facebook Live, we're networkers, right? And networking should have this very high esteem about it. But sometimes, every now and then, people get this negative stigma about networking. It is the most amazing thing you could ever do because it is just life. Mr. Thompson, you're gonna love this. It is life that you get paid for. Let me explain. We went down to a restaurant yesterday. What was it? Thursday. When we first got here, we went to this restaurant. This restaurant was awful and it was expensive. All right, I'm gonna say it again. It was awful and it was expensive. Okay, but what was the name of it? Because I want to refer them. I want to refer them. It's called. They sell stone crab in Miami. That's all I'm gonna say. They sell stone crab. It was very expensive and it was the worst of everything. The steak wasn't good. The crab wasn't good. The French fries weren't good.
Why you mess up French fries?
How the heck, Minister Jamil, how the heck you mess up French fries? Right? Okay, now what I just did is I just unreferred something.
Cook them in the wrong grease.
Right. This is what we do in our lives. If you see something, you see a good movie like Mr. Jamil talked about, His Heart I Hear for a Person, right? He's referring a movie. What are we talking about when we talk? We're always talking about persons, places, or things. We're referring people, places, and things all our lives. That's all we do. Mr. Thompson down there having lunch with his team right now. Is the food good, Mr. Thompson?
It absolutely was.
Okay, well then you just did a referral, but you didn't get paid for it. So networking is living regular life and getting paid for it. Now we talked about the importance of saving gold. Everybody already knew that, but you weren't getting paid for it. Now we get paid to share with people something that's in their best interest. And so we come together on this platform and people doing 1 gram, 2 gram, 10 grams, 30 grams, and all over the world, we're benefiting from this group economics exercise. So don't believe what you heard if it was negative about networking. Networking is one of the best ways to build wealth, especially when you have a team of professionals that keep you inspired, motivated, and help you do it. Back to you, Minister Jamil.
Thank you, sir. And I have to tell everybody, there are some folks reporting on the Facebook Live that they're not knowing where to go and put up and post the grams that they're just purchasing in the Carrot Bar system. I want to update you, everybody. Please go to Gram-A-Thon.info. That's www.Gram-A-Thon.info. When you get to that particular site, you can follow the intuitive and well-designed steps to place your grams, your purchases, on the tote board with everyone else for the next report, which is coming up in just a few moments at the top of the hour. We also have reports from those who are entering their purchases in Carrot Bar system that there's a little bit of a strain, and that's a good problem to have. There's a little bit of a strain because folks are pushing on their way through. We also have 2 or 3 new business packages going up just from right inside the Woodward Group that we are hearing about right now during the Gram-A-Thon. So folks are getting grams in different ways, and we're excited about it. We're happy about it, and you too can stand and be very proud about it. So we know that in just a few moments, we'll be hearing from Mr. Rodney Berger with the next total from the tote board in New York. But from New York, we want to go way out west into Arizona and ask if we can hear from the voice of one of the most dynamic leaders in the Carrot Bars family. She holds the Big Boomer Trophy for dynamic leadership in Carrot Bars, and she is Miss Tanisha Glaspie. Miss Glaspie, if you're on the line, come forward. Let us know your perspective on this great historic episode today.
Hello, Mr. Muhammad and everyone else on the line. Thank you for having me. I am so thankful to be a part of Care Bars. I'm sitting outside of my son's school right now. He left his lunch at home. And if I wasn't a part of Care Bars, if I was at work, I wouldn't be able to leave work and bring him something to eat. Something as simple as that. Just having the freedom to be able to do what I need to do when I need to do it. And I'm so thankful for Care Bars. If you have not joined us yet, what are you waiting for?
What's the point? Why are you waiting? Because I need my lunch at school too. I need my lunch at school. And you'll notice now, because people notice the little things, Miss Glaspie. They notice, maybe if I come to Carrot Bars, I can get the front to back panoramic moon roof in my vehicle. And have my vehicle be a virtual convertible, but protect me from the elements with the finest of air conditioning technology. That's what you need when you're in Phoenix, Arizona. And we want to thank Moto. Moto6 said, look, he said, Mr. Beth got so much gold, his house just sunk 1 foot into the ground. He said he's heavy with gold out there in Newport. So we're happy. The Beth is away from the line right now because he's getting his gold purchase together. Whoever this mystery person is, Miss Glaspie, down in Atlanta, Georgia, this Michael D. fellow, whoever he is, he went out and got he went out and got 120 grams. So he's getting ahead of the game with that 120 gram purchase, and he's daring anybody else to show their hand and make it happen. So we thank you for that beautiful testimony from Arizona. Get ready. You'll be back on the line with us before too long, Ms. Glaspie, with your next observation. But we are one family in the Carrot Bars International community. All of us at Wealth Builders Worldwide aid each other in developing our individual characteristics, our individual attributes, our individual businesses. We connect families. We begin to know each other's children, and we begin to build the kind of network that's really going to be a juggernaut. You've never seen anything like what we're about to put together with Carrot Bars International. So stay tuned, stick around. But while you're staying tuned and sticking around, save gold. If you're going to save 5, save 10. If you're going to save 2.5, save 5. If you were going to save 1, save 3, but make sure you save gold today. If you're thinking, I don't know if I should get my business package during the Gram-A-Thon, you should get your business package during the Gram-A-Thon. You're a part of this effort with the rest of the team, and we're going to work this thing out and make it happen right now, today. Let's make it happen. Maria, I hope you made it home on the train. Maria Johnson been on that train. She said, she's working it and making it happen. Be careful. Don't try to take over that train from the conductor. Sister April and Sister Marie, we all see you. You're on here. Finest, we know you're there. Marcus Cook is there. 128 countries worldwide we do business. And right now you see some of them from the United Arab Emirates in Dubai. We're joined on this particular Zoom conference. We're joined from England. We're joined from Ireland and France and all these other countries in the world. The great Brother Isaac and the family in South Africa. Ooh, we got something going on. And now, as the clock ticks closer to 4 p.m., we're getting ready to hear from Mr. Berger. How many minutes before we check the tote board, Mr. Rodney Berger?
Still got about 3 minutes. So give me about 2 more minutes to get everything together here.
We've got 3 more minutes remaining. I want to give the ball now to one of our most consistent ball carriers, a man who's been inspirational and exemplary in his growth of his own Carrot Bars business, but his willingness to help us grow ours and learn this business. You know, George Clinton once said, the bigger the headache, the bigger the pill. Well, we now have a chance to hear from the big pill, the antidote to the headache of hopelessness and financial destitution. He's with us on the line right now, Mr. Roger Williams. Mr. Williams, come forward. Let us know what you think about this great Gram-A-Thon we're doing today.
Hey, it's not just knee deep. That's all I got to say about that. And wait a minute, did I just see Miss Glaspie leaning in that sun moon panoramic view? Wait a minute, Mr. Best is upside down. There he is. He's upside right now. Well, I tell you what, we're getting it together in this house.
Yes, indeed.
I think it's that gold weighing his house down and weighing the camera down and getting the camera to move in different directions and such. But let me tell you, Mr. Muhammad, thank you so much for facilitating this phenomenal Gram-A-Thon. And you know what? I got my grams a couple of times, and I got to go situate some things and move some things around too, so I can be a contender in this Gram-A-Thon. I'm probably just above the position of Mr. Dalco. I got some binoculars looking in and trying to see who this Michael D person is and see if we can identify what's really going on over there. But I'm going to get back to you, and we're going to make this thing happen because Gram-A-Thon is on. Back to you, Mr. Muhammad.
Hey, real quick before Mr. Muhammad comes back in, Mr. Best, I'm really loving this. Two things. One, I gotta again give props to Mr. Rodney Berger because look, here's another. I'm a networker advocate. Like, you know, I'm the guy. I want to make everybody see networking once and for all. Like, this is it. No matter what you do to make a living, you need to be a part-time or spare time networker, if not full-time, because guys, everything we're doing down here on this island is tax deductible. We're networkers. We get that benefit. I'm looking at the benefit of a person like a Rodney Berger who has that IT skill set to create this platform on gramathon.info, and it automatically posts people from all over the world. We got 2 grams from New York, United States, and 2 grams from Maryland, United States, and 10 grams from AL Canada.
Albert.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, from all over the world, this grouponomics is taking shape, and we get to see it happen in real time. 4 grams from New Zealand. I'm sorry to overlook the United States. I'm just trying to show you the global scale of what we're able to do when we pull together as a people. Now, what are we going to do with this wealth? Well, we'll be able to talk about that too, because as a perfect segue to give this to Mr. Best, we're able to mobilize thousands of people to do a simple task. What else can we do? See, this is like ground zero for helping change the world. If we can mobilize a kilogram of gold in 3 hours, what else can we do? Over to you, Mr. Best.
No, look, man, I don't want to get excited. I'm too pumped already. I'm trying to calm down, okay? Because I'm just excited about what's going on. Mr. Berger, hats off to you. Hats off again to Ms. Shelby Thompson. I'm blown away. I see, because not only are we doing the Gram-A-Thon and people building their assets, but we're doing a training session at the same time. We're doing a recruiting session at the same time. We're spotlighting leaders all across the world at the same time. This is one of the most powerful things I've ever seen in maybe 35 years. What we're doing here, and we ain't in an hour into the program yet. And we're talking about doing this being till 6 o'clock. I mean, folks, you know, and by the way, folks, relax. Don't try to compete with Mr. Delco. He's a big dog. Okay. Sometimes when you can't run the big dogs, just stay on the porch. Some of us got to stay on the porch. I'm still on the porch. I ain't blaming Mr. Delco, man. Mr. Delco got too much money. Somebody try to compete with Mr. Delco. Just get all the gold you want for you and your family. I'm telling you, Mr. Delco had you back. I'm telling you. Okay. Right. I love what we have going on here.
Mr. Best, I tell you.
A lot of people doing a little. Yes, Mr. Jamal, I'm sorry.
No problem. We're going to go to Mr. Berger in just a moment. I don't want to interrupt you, but brother, we just got a message in the chat room said, not only do I have to stay on the porch, I'm in the kitchen begging for a milk bone. So I'm not said, but I got 2 grams. You say got 2 grams, but in the kitchen begging for a milk bone. There's a place for you. That's the point.
That's what I'm trying to say. Don't get too caught up. Don't think about this. As you build your team, that's why I keep saying, get the numbers. Can you imagine having a team of 1,000 people and everybody just step up and get 1 gram of gold? And then your team goes to 5,000, everybody get 1 gram of gold. Okay, just 1 gram. Miss Shirley and Gober showed it to us at Let's Go Weekend 7. What happens when everybody just get 1 gram of gold? We're not talking about doing something miraculous. Just everybody get 1 gram. Now, those of us going to get more, like I told you. I got 30 last Friday. I got so excited. Got 30 on Monday. Got 30 more today. I mean, I get gold all the time. Okay? And as your team grows, you're going to get more and more gold. Your team going to acquire more gold. This is a self-perpetuating money machine.
And
Brother Jamal, Brother Jamal said, yes.
Mr. Best.
Oh.
Rodney Berger is going to make a tally And let me say this one statement as Mr. Berger tallies up. Before y'all get too excited about whoever that Mike D guy is with the 120 grams, Mike D is in somebody's organization. See, we haven't talked about that yet, have we, Mr. Best?
I'm excited.
Go ahead, Mr. Berger.
Yes, sir. and you know what? And you know what, guys? How many of you is your email blowing up where your first liner made a payment? How about that?
Exactly.
Now, we'll leave that alone. So, yes. Right, so right now, for the 4 o'clock count, we are up to 341 grams. Take a look. Look at the gram meter, guys. We're getting close to the 500 mark, man. We're consuming those paper dollars into the real money. Man, this is exciting. So, and I love the fact that we're dealing with people, not dealing with people. We have people around the globe participating in this event today. So, Mr. Muhammad, back to you.
Can I add one more little piece in here real quick? And you understand now, I'm texting, think about this. While we're doing this, I'm still texting people saying the Gram-A-Thon is happening right now. The Gram-A-Thon is happening right now. Get on Gold Rocks. The Gram-A-Thon is happening right now. So we're doing all this simultaneously. Okay? Recruiting, sponsoring, training, acquiring gold, all at the same time, and recognition, all in one session.
You can't argue with that. That's success. Now, family, I mean, we have a question for you, Mr. Best and Mr. Delco. Can I be heard at this time?
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For the panel from Mr. James Marshall. Now, this is not the Jim Marshall from the Minnesota Vikings that ran the fumble back of the length of the field the wrong direction. It's not wrong way Jim Marshall, but this is Mr. James Marshall from the Karatbars family. Asked the question. He said, I'm about to get 76 grams of cash gold to purchase my 3K multi-pack. Will it count for the Gram-A-Thon today? He needs to know that answer.
Absolutely, Mr. Marshall.
Yes.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You take the cat man. Oh, we're about to go ham right here. Okay, think about this. This is why Mr. Best keeps telling you getting Karatbars. Look, if you sell nutritional items, if you're a car salesman, if you're a pastor, if you're a judge, a doctor, a lawyer, no matter what you do, get yourself a Karatbars account, because that guy, Mike D, he's in my organization too, Mr. Best. I just saw a payout. All right, understand this. What we're doing is we're saving grams of cash gold that can be used for physical possession, savings, or transfer for the 3K, the 5K, the 8K, the 15K business packages. The 8K and the 15 makes you a VIP. It creates units for your organization. There are very few limits to what you have the potential and the options to do with this money system. This is a money system. You may have not even heard that compound word before. I hadn't heard it before. Karatbars, a money system. I was talking to Coach Dwayne Taylor. He said systems are designed to make things work easy. And the money system is designed to create money for you with ease. That's why Mr. Best had that stack of cash over there looking like it ain't hard over there for that person. Right?
No, not hard for every person. And I want to say that most of us on here got better hair than some of those persons in the movies. They got a little too much perm in their stuff. But we want to make sure we're on time with what we're doing today. This is the actual battery for the dollar to move. I like the way you said that, Moto. This is the battery for the dollar to move. We keep the financial resources moving and revolving, and it takes us back to what Mr. Delco said at the start of the program, that if we are the person gets stopped, when the money stops, that person has to pay the tax. Wherever the money stops, if you can't move it, you can't handle it. If you can't move it, you can't handle it because you're going to have to pay too much tax on it. We are ahead of our pace. I want to let you know from the tote board in New York, according to Mr. Berger and his staff there in New York City, we are sitting at 341 grams of gold as of 4 o'clock a few moments ago. That 341 grams of gold puts us 8 grams or 7.17 grams ahead of the necessary pace for us to reach a kilogram by the end of our program at 6 p.m. Eastern, the close of business in Germany, and 3 p.m. on the West Coast. We're all over the planet, as Mr. Dalco pointed out to us. We're everywhere from Dublin, Ireland to Detroit, Michigan. We're from Auckland, New Zealand to Oakland, California. And we're moving around the globe to put this thing in motion for us and our families everywhere. So, Mr. Marshall, by all means, get the 76 grams of cash gold. Purchase your 3K multi-pack of cryptocurrency coins, and it will count toward the effort that we're making here today. That 76 grams is now a member or members of the family of 1,000 grams. That's going to be recorded today on this historic occasion that we got together and we did something that the bus drivers, the train operators, the nurse assistants, the preachers, the lawyers, the doctors, the housewives, those of us who were dentists and dental assistants, those of us who worked at the Ford plant in Dearborn, Michigan, we all got together today and decided that we would take a bold step for our own financial and economic independence. This is truly a great day. Let's take another look back in, because the panel has agreed that it's all right for us to do that. Let's take another look back into what's happening on the ground in Miami, Florida, where Miami is hosting the last stop, the penultimate location of the 2018 Karatbars International World Tour, featuring Mr. Dirk Zalman and others who are there in Miami. Let's go back to our man on the scene, Mr. Kevin 2X Thompson. Mr. Thompson?
All right. We sitting here with Archie Moses and Valerie Moses, where they done went in and purchased a whopping 8 grams of gold. They over here cycling, excited. You understand me? I'm like, look, man, I think they about to go back in the wallet and double dip. I don't know. Look, we just got the cameras on. Hey, get excited. Man, listen, this thing here is epic. It was an amazing idea to come up with this Gram-A-Thon. I mean, just to be able to understand that collective and cooperative and group economics, man. I mean, our unity, family, is more powerful than an atomic bomb. And when we come together, man, we just gonna blast off, like, man, just sticking dynamite in the earth and just blowing off a section that we now call the moon or something. You understand me? I don't understand. We just gotta turn around and just say, hey, listen, I don't know what y'all doing, but I want to be doing what y'all doing. And that's how they look. If I could get on my phone right now and figure out a way to get my transaction in, I'm going to raise somebody. I'm telling you, I'm going to raise somebody tonight. We're going to get this gold during this Gram-A-Thon. I promise you. Back to you, Brother Jamil.
Now, a couple of things are happening. I want to bring a lady to the microphones now, who is the actual beginning of this idea. She's the genesis of this concept. And I want to bring her forward in just a moment. I want to also congratulate, before we do that, wealth builder Anastasia Means Dallas, who says that she used her Karatbars MasterCard to make her grams purchase today, and she's just getting started. She said to tell you, Mr. Best, Aou, and everybody on Wealth Builders Worldwide, Aou. And now let me bring to the microphones the lady through whom this idea came to us. She is a visionary in her own right. Yesterday, or 3 or 4 days ago, she fired her boss. So you can see her now. She'll appear on your screen with her Jackie O glasses on, living the life of leisure in her luxury vehicle there in the metropolitan Washington area. Let's bring to the microphone at this time our sister, 1/3 of the leadership of Team Freedom, Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson. Mrs. Thompson?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, great. I'm so sorry that I had phone battery problems. So I was trying to get on at 3 o'clock. I apologize to everyone, but I'm super, super excited. And when Mr. Thompson's not around, I'm all frazzled, don't have everything I need. My little anchor is in Miami. So this is super exciting. I'm happy for everyone. There's going to be some people that are going to cycle today. several people several times, and some people who've never cycled before will cycle today. So this is so exciting, and I'm just happy to be a part of Wealth Builders Worldwide for sure.
No doubt about it.
Miss Shelby, you're looking like Freedom. I mean, Freedom has a look. Mr. Best, am I right? Am I right, man? Man, she look, this is a trip. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be contained. I just can't do it. When I found out that Shelby Casey Thompson fired her boss, see, those of you that are watching Facebook, I'm trying to remember that we've got people watching that don't understand what we're doing. She has a vehicle that if things don't go the way you need them to go at your place of employment, you need an exit strategy. And she chose that exit strategy. And you just look free. Just look, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling to know that with hard work and consistency, not even hard work really, but with consistency, we're going to be fine. We'll be fine.
I just want to say thank you, because this idea, I mean, I've been ranting and raving about you all week, girl. You have no idea, because, you know, this is, to me, one of the greatest ideas I've heard in maybe 30 plus years, 35 years of networking. And is a phenomenal idea for the world of Caraboss, for what we're doing in Wealth Builders and this team here and this Gram-A-Thon thing. And when I first heard it, I was like, that's interesting. And then when I saw what you guys have done, and we did that little last week, Mr. Delk and I were talking, we said, let's go ahead and do it. And Brother Jamil got on and he went on like he's a national televised Gram-A-Thon expert or something. I was like, good God, look at this skill set. I said, we got to do this. We got to do this next. We got to do this. We ain't had a chance to promote it last week. We were just playing around last week, just see what would happen. Okay, now we going for it. And so all hats off to you the queen. All hats off to you. This is an incredible idea. I mean, literally, I mean, truly, you saw my gray hair. I take my hats off to you. Congrats. I mean, this is mind-boggling.
Well, Mr. Best, we Kevin Thompson and I model, relationship goals and business goals are you and Miss Best and Mr. Delco and his wife Monisha. We're just modeling after you guys. And the reason why I came up with this idea was because I know the power of positive peer pressure, right? And so when people are doing, mass amount of people are doing what they should be doing, that positive pressure felt too. And twice about a pair of shoes or nails or something that will be over in a matter of 10, 15 minutes or a matter of 2 or 3 days, and invest in themselves. Because often, even as a mom, I'll make choices to do Chuck E. Cheese instead of paying myself first. And it doesn't make any sense. And so when all of us come together and we're saying, you know what, I'm first, the investment of my family. And it's not a selfish thing, because it's really investing for your family, investing in yourself, paying yourself for your family. It's the most satisfying and gratifying thing that you can do for yourself and for your business. So that's what made me come up with the idea. And thank you guys for acknowledging me. And I appreciate it. And we're just following in the footsteps of great leadership.
Mr. Berger, we're at another quarter hour. Mr. Berger, you want to give us a total real quick?
I'm still working on it. And here's something I need to make a report. Be careful when you submit your information, because I'm finding some of the quantities are showing minus numbers. So make sure you're not using the up-down arrow. Just type in your number of how many grams. Don't use the drop. Because if you go up, it goes minus. So we don't want no minus numbers. I have to go through and clear out the couple minuses that are in there. Give me just a minute, and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
that's fine.
look,
That's fine, Mr. Berger. Mr. Best, go right ahead, sir.
I was going to say to Ms. Thompson, thank you. Now, Ms. Thompson was also, I have to give you credit, because, when all said and done, they're going to give me credit and say, man, Tyrone's a genius. I crack up at this stuff. I said, man, I ain't had an original idea in 30 years. I just listened to the field. I looked around and said, man, Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, we'll do that. Oh, that sounds good. But see, like I've said 1,000 times, what? If you get your ego out the way and you don't care who gets the credit, I just like results.
That's it.
I like results. Okay. I like results. See, to me, that's a result. I mean, we turn into real money. I mean, this is play money. Okay. And this gold stuff over here, this is real money. But it's good to have some play money. This is the petty cash I keep around the house in case of emergency. And then I realized, as I was talking to you guys, I said, dog, I got some petty cash in my wallet over here too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. This is Carabar's. I'm telling you guys, just keep doing what you're doing. Carabar's going to mess you up.
Yes,
you be
sir.
sitting saying, man, what, you know, you forget. I'm sitting there saying, oh, it's some petty. Then I look over and say, oh my God, I don't want this $400-500 over here in this pocket, and this just hanging around the house. That's why I don't like nobody know where I stay. Okay. and then you get all this gold. And like I said, I mean, come on, man, people, you don't understand. All we're doing is asking you, take this petty cash and turn some of it into gold. Not all of it. I was talking to Mr. Brian Bowder today. He says, one day, I guess I was on the call and I was talking about how I went out and I bought $8 of food. And my mind went, man, that's 8,000 coin. I mean, you know, when you start thinking in those terms, you start thinking in terms of wealth. You start building wealth. Everything, you got to about gold and wealth. So thank you again, Ms. Shelby Thompson. Tanisha Glassy, thank you for your words and all that you do. And we can't thank Mr. Roger Wynn, Mr. Berger enough. And so anyway, man, we're having a ball. So, I'm just, this thing's all up here. Mm-hmm. We can get this out the way. Everybody can save gold. Everybody can save a lot of gold and tell a lot of people.
My goodness.
Thank you.
Let's get ready, Sister Shelby, to go up to New York and look at the Grand Tote Board and hear from Mr. Rodney Berger and the team in the Big Apple. Mr. Berger?
Yes. Sorry about that extra couple minutes there. I had to clean out some of the numbers, make sure they were right. And
that's all.
Guys, we have increased up to 379 grams, and it's for the 415, or sorry, that was for 415, right? Yeah, but I'm sorry, I forgot to change the time there. We have 379 grams for 415, and we are moving our way up past, getting close to the 500 grams. And so, but you have to realize, guys, people haven't gotten off work yet. So wait till people start getting home. I know we're going to see a significant increase here. So I'm excited, and I'm sure that a lot of people can't wait to get off work so they can get their grams of gold today. So this is an amazing time. And I just want a quick testimony on me. You know, I always knew the importance of having gold. But at the time, I'm like, how can I afford $1,200 or whatever it was back in 2005? And I said, I knew that was important. And so I am proud to say I'm the first in my family, first generation of acquiring gold. And I'm telling you, it changes your life. It's exciting. And I'm grateful for Harold Seiss for making gold affordable for everybody, even down to if it's only $5 for a tenth of a gram. So nobody has an excuse not to get gold. And I'm excited because this is opening the door for everybody, no matter what class that you're in. So this is an amazing what we're doing today. I hope and pray that this will help people to realize the importance of we're not putting this into an organization. We're putting this into our own banking system and our home for our generational wealth for our family. That's how powerful this is today, guys. We're supporting the Berger family, the Dalco family, the Muhammad family, the Ty Best family. All the families are here, have just increased their value today, participating in this Gram-A-Thon. Back to you.
What a wonderful way to put it. What a wonderful way to put it. Let's hear another word from Mr. Best. Mr. Best, please.
I was just going to say, I just had a guy call me. He said, look, I'm tied up, man. Can you order 2 grams of gold for me? He said, you got all my information, right? I said, well, yeah, I do. So now I'm going on the phone, and I'm going on my phone while I'm on this computer, I'm on the phone trying to order this 2 grams of gold for him right now. So I mean, it's like this thing, people understand this is real. Get this gold. This is real.
That's it.
Okay? And for all those folks who are on Facebook streaming this thing and watching this thing and still on the fence thinking about it, it's free to enroll. J. Paul Getty said, when you have everything to gain and very little to lose, by all means, try. Step out and try. By all means, try. There's no exposure here. The worst that can happen to you, you got a stack of gold. Oh my God! But if you do nothing but look, let me catch this with you real quick. If you're gonna play the lotto, forget the lotto. Play carrot bars. Think about it. If you did nothing but just walk around and pass out CDs for the rest of your life, eventually you're gonna run across two people who said, "Wait a minute, I love this thing," and you have a better chance of hitting the carrot bars lotto and run across two people with a dream than you ever do of hitting a lotto from your state.
That's a fact.
So I threw it out there.
No, that's a fact, sir. That's a mathematical fact. Yep. Because if we get up and do what we do, they say, according to the lotto statisticians, that the Powerball, which has hundreds of millions in it, and the Mega Millions, which has about $970 million in the jackbox this week. They say that jackpot is going to be big, big, big. But the odds against winning it are something like 1 in 476 million. Now, those two people that you're going to come in contact with that will make you they're going to come to you from someplace in a much smaller pool, but they are there. And if you're on the way to becoming a multimillionaire, I don't know if you would mind being a multi-thousandaire every week. I don't think you would mind that. I think it would be okay for you to go on and count a few grand stacks every week and then make your gold happen. Now, we're getting more information from the front lines. I've got to share with you before we go back to our panel of experts and leaders that we've been joined on the line from different places around the country and around the world. Mr. Delco said he didn't want to ignore America while we moved around the world, while he's gathering the next folks from other countries. I want to say this about here and the good old USA. We want to welcome Mr. Juan Martinez. Juan Martinez is on the line with us from New York City. We have with us Miss Michelle Key in Atlanta. Mr. Marcus Cook said he's going to transfer his money right now on his way to get his gram of gold, and he's on the way to the computer to get it done. Pam Brooks is with us down in the great state of North Carolina. Everybody know about the Tar Heel spirit, Aggie pride in the building. We want to welcome Miss Valerie Smith and Miss Eunice Herring are on the line right here from Washington, D.C. And from the great city of Fort Worth, Texas, our dear friend Taiwan and his wife, Sister Nikita, they're all on the line making it happen with gold gram purchases, a gram or more. Like we always say, if you were going to come to the line today to save 5, save 10. If you were going to save 2.5, save 5. If you were going to save 1, triple up on it and save 3. If you say, I can't even save 1, find some way in your bank account to go get 1/10 of a gram, 2/10, 4/10, or 6/10 of a gram of gold so that you can participate in this revolutionary activity and be able to tell your children the day that we made the breakthrough that changed our financial lives, I was there. The day that we made the change that provided for your future, I was there. What did you do that day, Pop? I went and got my MasterCard, and I went and got some grams of gold for you. Yes, I did. I got them for you, Junior. I got them for you, Cookie. I got them for you, Candy, so we can make a future in our lives. Sister Chanel said, I'm here and I'm strong. That's what we have to do. Sharon Boykin's on the line now from New Jersey. She's getting her grams right now. Lord Kingsley is with us from the United Kingdom. Very well, cheerio, tip, and top of the afternoon to you, Lord. With us today from the great United Kingdom. 3 grams of gold from Marie Stafford. And down in Jackson, Mississippi, Glenn Perkins is getting his grams. Dexter St. Hilaire is getting his weight up. He got 2 grams and challenges everybody to get their gram weight up. So France is on the line. The Caribbean island of Bermuda, not Caribbean, but the Atlantic island of Bermuda is on the line. We've got people just smashing the Facebook Live, smashing the Carrot Bars website, smashing Gram-A-Thon.info, smashing GoldRocks.info, and we are getting it on. We hope to make Mr. Berger's job very difficult. We hope to make the team in New York work hard. We want them punching every key on every calculator in that whole office, in that whole studio to make sure we get it happening. Mr. Michael Delco, what do you have for us today, sir?
Well, you guys were talking about the lotto, the networking lotto. Mr. Best, we were out today, and again, I want to reiterate that networking simply means getting paid to live. I want to make that echo all over the nation. You get paid to live. Whatever you do, you're in business, right? And so, guys, we're out in the marketplace today, and I'm just having a good time. And my wife says, I want one of those. I said, no, babe, get 2 of them. And as we're out there hanging out, my wife is out recruiting me, Mr. Best. She's handing out more cards than me. And already, she's handing out cards saying, hey, do you look for ways to make more money? And I'm like, absolutely. She hands a card. That's the networking lotto. Looked in her email just now, Mr. Best. You have a new partner in your downline. like you can't outrun the blessing. It's so big, guys, what we have our hands on. It's so good. I want people to feel it. I just want you to experience this. It's insane. Miss Valerie Best said on the pre-call this morning, she showed people her checks and they still said, I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. And we want to welcome Miss Latoya Gold-Pert. She's Canada is representing in the house. Latoya's buying gold up north of the border, eh? They're buying gold up in Canada. Seattle's in the house. Sister Angela Muhammad is on the line. Seattle, Washington is with us. We want to welcome for the first time, Mr. Booker Williams is with us. And you say, well, he's here just for the first time. He's new. Why do we welcome him? For the same reason we show hospitality, civilization, and kindness. Because be careful how you entertain new affiliates. You may be entertaining angels unaware. Huh? Somebody, I'm not Sherry Brown, but I'm going to say this right now. Come on, somebody. This is the time for us to unite and make this thing happen. We want to welcome and thank you, Sister Maria Johnson. I'm sorry about your rib cage. I understand your rib cage. She says her rib cage is hurting from laughing and so happy over this occasion. We're sorry about your rib cage, but move your hand to the other side. We're about to break ribs on the other side too. We're going to have a good time saving gold, a good time breaking out of poverty. We don't have to swim through the same thing they swam through to get out of Shawshank. No, but we got to do something today that's going to make a difference to make it happen. Sister Sharon Anderson asks if you would please explain what is a Gram-A-Thon. The Gram-A-Thon is a concept arrived at by Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson of Washington, D.C., and gifted to wealth builders worldwide under the auspices of Team Freedom in that city of Washington. The Gram-A-Thon's principle and concept is this, that if every gold saver saves together at a certain time, we create a momentum like a snowball rolling down a hill, picking up momentum and gathering the material of its path toward its eventual destination. We're gathering material to hit the wall and burst through to freedom, to economic justice, to real equality with the best in civilized society. So we're moving through to get this done together. And so as Mr. Rodney Berger comes back to share a screen, the time has come now once again to 4:30. We want to hear from him about our gram count from the Grand Tote Board in New York City. Mr. Berger, back to
are you all looking at that Gram-O-meter, man? Come on now. We're getting there. All right, 4:30, Wealth Builders Worldwide, and all those watching on Facebook Live, we have hit 479 grams, ladies and gentlemen. 479. That's a 100-gram increase in 15 minutes.
Wow.
In 15
100 grams in 15 minutes, guys. So the last count was 379. So come on, y'all. We are, man, I'm at a loss of words. This is so powerful, guys. I sense it, the energy and this whole team and this whole, I don't even want to call it an event, this movement of what we're doing. I really truly believe those people are watching, they're seeing this. It's going to change other people's lives too. So keep live streaming, share this live stream. Back to you, man.
I tell you, Mr. Berger, this is a great opportunity. Now at 479, at 4:30, technically we're halfway through the Gram-A-Thon. We come on at 3, we go off at 6. We've been on for an hour and a half. We have an hour and a half to go. We should be at 500 grams if we're on pace to make our goal. So we're 21 grams off the pace. So we need you to step on up and do this thing. Step on up and make it happen. Step on up and commit yourself and commit your family to freedom for your own financial future. Commit yourself to location freedom so that you, like Tanisha Glaspie, could take lunch to school if your son forgets his lunch instead of being somewhere in the salt mines digging it up for somebody else to pay you a small little check. I'm not demeaning your job, because if you're working on your job, please, by all means, exercise professional ethics and pride in your profession. But remember that your job can finance your freedom if you do it right. Your job can finance your freedom, and you have the same skills that you learned on your job. You can do them anywhere if you're in control of them. But let's remember to get in control. Mr. Ty Best has a gold mine. One commenter said he has a gold mine, and now we do too. That's Marie Stafford. She said Mr. Delco and Mr. Best got a gold brain, and now we do too. And we're happy to be participating in Wealth Builders Worldwide. This live from Facebook Live, we're telling everybody what's going on. And Velma, Dr. Bonner wants you to know, Velma, go to goldrocks.info, and that's how you get involved in the Gram-A-Thon. Once you go to goldrocks.info and get the information, you'll go over to gramathon.info to make your donation to yourself known on the tote board. And so we'll make sure we have it that way. You're right, Miss Myrtle Placide, you're right. The revolution has begun. The revolution has begun, and nobody's firing a shot. Nobody's tossing a brick. There aren't Molotov cocktails here. What there are here is grams of gold. What there are here is the development of a mind to free oneself from poverty and want. What's happening here that makes this a revolutionary activity is that we're moving toward the same goal together. And we're going to do this thing with each other. We got our brothers and sisters here. I'm not going to do I'm not Sister Sledge, but if I was Sister Sledge, I would say we are family. And we got all our sisters right here with us. I'm not McFadden and Whitehead, but if I was, I would tell you there ain't no stopping us now. Move, and we are making progress to get this thing done. I want to throw it back to Mr. Michael L. Delco. I know Mr. Delco's been working. He's got some information to share with us. And after we hear from Mr. Michael Delco, we're going to go back out to Arizona, hear again from Ms. Tanisha Glaspie, and what's happening with the Gram-A-Thon all over the world. Mr. Delco, right to you.
Yeah, I did want to say briefly that Mr. Marshall, who was trying to do the 76 grams, that 76 grams, he did that 76, and that was in that last tally. Folks, this is, it's hard to put this in words. Mr. Berger just texted and said, Gram-A-Thon is on fire. It's really kind of hard to put this in words. The magnitude of what we're doing right now. You know, it's a lot of fun. Minister Jamil Muhammad has that talent and that skill set to keep things live like he's doing. And I get to leverage that. And I don't have to pay him to do it. Why? Because it's in his best interest to do it. I get Mr. Best's ability to motivate and move people and mobilize a group of individuals to come onto a platform and live stream and have thousands of views. And I don't have to pay Mr. Best to do that. Why? Because it's in his best interest. How is it possible that one idea can be in everybody's best interest? Nobody has an unfair advantage, and we all win together. Don't let nobody tell you that we have to be divided by race, ethnicity, politics, religion, age, class, sex, sexual orientation. Don't let anybody convince you that this is a divided world. We can choose unity. Mr. Bass, over to you.
Hey, look, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. James Scott. He called and said, give me 2 grams. I mean, folks, if they're on Facebook paying attention, Mr. Delco, man, this idea, I don't know what this is going to morph into. I really don't. Okay. Because like I said, again, it's training, it's motivation, it's recognition, it's acknowledgement, it's working together, it's cooperative. It builds belief. Like, you can say whatever you want to say, When you're going to call it, you hear people from all over the world calling in saying, that's got me 2 grams, got me 1 gram. And anybody can afford 1 or 2 grams. Anybody can do that. Okay. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, we can go into some things that is blowing my, look, I can't get through the system. I can tell right now, I'm trying to place this guy's order for a man, and the product thing keeps saying, check back. Okay. That's, we have a tendency, welcome to the world, we do have a tendency to clog up the system. We get excited about something, and we're excited about this. And like Mr. Berger alluded to earlier, people haven't got off work yet. What do you think is going to be between 5 and 6? Because closeout time is 6 o'clock. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's going to get crazy. So I'm still texting people saying, the Gram-A-Thon is taking place right now. I'm telling you, the Gram-A-Thon is taking place right now. Okay. And I don't know what's going on Facebook, because I need to have 3 devices in front. I don't know how many you got in front of you, Mr. Delco. I want to tell guys, I want to share this with you. You look at my backdrop of my office back there, and I said, it's interesting because what's important to me is back on that wall right behind you. And if you're paying attention, you get some insight to me. On one side, on that side, you see carrot bars, right? And on the other side, that picture, go that way, that picture right there, that's a signed lithograph by Miss Rosa Parks, given me personally back in 1993. Signed by her before she passed away. May she rest in peace. Okay, because you have an art in your house. I see I have some art. It's called a Carrot Bars poster and Miss Rosa Parks poster. Okay, I had it laminated, the whole thing, and it's signed 1993. Miss Rosa Parks made it to Tyrone, Valerie, and Alex. Okay, that's my most cherished piece of art in my house right there. That's her sitting on the bus. I don't know if you you can't see a clear picture. Maybe I take a picture and post it, but okay. And then of course, on that shelf, I said gold in my pocket, but also there's 1, 2, 3 grams of gold. Oh, I got gold all over the house. Gold on the bookshelf. Okay, back there. Okay, man, this is carrot bars. Okay, ask yourself this question. If somebody get your phone, can you be convicted of being in carrot bars? If they walk into your house, can they find enough evidence in your house to say you in carrot bars? If they say, we're going after every carrot bar distributor in the world, is there enough evidence around? They can come in my car. They said, we got him. They ain't got to do no DNA or nothing. They said, we got him. He's in carrot bars. They walk in my house and say, we got him now for sure. He's in carrot bars. They see the picture, say, we got him now for sure. He's in carrot bars. They with my wallet, they say, he's in carrot bars. What I said earlier today on the power call, you want everybody to know you're in carrot bars, folks. We're right at that tipping point of momentum right now. And I'm telling you, you do not want to walk into a meeting and see your best friend sitting in a chair that you could invite it, and you could have invited them. You want all your Facebook friends, you want them to know you're in carrot bars. If you're not posting 3, 4, 5 times a day on Facebook and let the world know that you're in carrot bars, you don't get this thing yet. If you still tiptoeing through the tulips trying to build this thing, if you try to build this thing and be a secret agent, you don't get it. You don't know what's at stake. And you're worried too much about what other people think. I got an audio tape out I did 2 weeks ago called What People Think. Who cares?
That's right.
Confidence. Yes, sir, Brother Jamil.
Wow, Mr. Best, thank you. Let everybody know. I mean, tell Lottie, Dottie, and everybody. I'm in carrot bars. This is what I do, and I do it with style. I do it with energy. As Mr. Roger Williams would tell us to say, put a glide in your stride and a dip in your hip and come on aboard the carrot bar ship. That's what we're doing together this afternoon. We're getting reports from the field, Mr. Delco, and people are fired up. I just got a message from Marie Stafford. She says, I got 2 bills to pay. She said, I'll pay them after I get me some gold. That's what's happening on the Gram-A-Thon today. We want to remind you that the great comments that we just heard from Mr. Best, these are the comments that remind us that we're on the right path, not just for ourselves, but for the world's population. You see, great nations politically and historically, great nations are built on thrift, austerity, savings. That's how nations become great, because the population is united together, sees a common purpose, and is willing to tighten our belts to achieve the fair and equitable distribution of wealth and resources to all the citizens. It's what Martin Luther King once called the beloved community. It's the beloved community. It's what Mayor David Dinkins called the beautiful mosaic. It means that people of every type and every description are coming together to do common things. But there's another side of history that we must look over into and stay away from the edge, lest we fall into it. That side of history is the side of spending and vanity and greed and avarice. Those nations fall. It happened to ancient Rome. It happened to ancient Greece. Mm-hmm. It happened to Nazi Germany. And it will happen to any nation, no matter how great, that focuses on the appetites of the rich and the wealthy and the powerful so that they would crush out the poor and crush out the humble. Today, you are on the right path. If you are already wealthy, get wealthier, but have the right motivation. But for many of us, we're doing this for the first time, and we're doing with such great energy. We've never heard this kind of thing before. If you're knowing, just coming on to the Gram-A-Thon, go to goldrocks.info. Then actually go and get your purchase from carrotbars.com. Then report your gram or more purchase, your 1/10 of a gram or more of a purchase, to gramathon.info. And then at the next quarter hour, coming up in just about a few seconds, we'll hear from Mr. Rodney Berger and the team at our New York headquarters from the Grand Tote Board of Wealth Builders Worldwide and how close we are to our 1,000 gram or 1 kilogram goal for today. We're actually moving close to it. Mr. Berger, are we getting close to you in time or are we too close to you?
Give me another 35 seconds.
He needs 35 seconds, and that's 35 of the best seconds anywhere. We want to remind you, everybody, stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Don't go anywhere, because if you do, you'll be a square. Stay right here, because this is where it's all going down. This is what Miss Shelby Casey Thompson had in mind. She had in mind that friends would meet and use whatever means was available to us. Mr. Best told us this morning that Mrs. Valerie Best made a tape this morning, or made a lecture from 22 years ago. And after it was over, he told us that she couldn't have done what she did, or that we couldn't do what we did back then. We couldn't have done it today because today we got greater technology. We have technology. We can pick up a phone. We can go on a Zoom. We can text. We can email. We can blast. We can social media. We couldn't do that 22 years ago. We had to get our feet on the ground and walk from house to house. Ooh. So for the folks who did it back then and paved the way for us, we owe a debt of gratitude for them breaking through the wall and showing us not only what is possible, but also showing us at least 103 ways to fail at direct. So this afternoon, we're going to go to Mr. Rodney Berger and hear this message from the Grand Tote Board in New York. Mr. Berger?
Yes. I got a text from one of our business partners in the United Kingdom. He goes, I'm going to get 2. He goes, He texted me 5 minutes later, I'm going to get 5. So, and can I tell you guys, before I give you the total, isn't this the best weight gaining program there is? I love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as of 4:45, we have increased our count to 565 grams of gold, guys. 565 grams. And look at that, the gram meter is getting up there towards the 750, guys. We are getting rid of those fiat paper dollars that's valued at nothing. Well, yeah, nothing, to real money, physical gold, 999.9, 24 karat, certified by the London Bullion Market Association. And if you don't have gold, why not? Back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Berger. We heard from New York. Mr. Juan Pullen just got his gram. He's on top of it. Marie Stafford is in the computer saying she's making it happen. There's Maria Johnson again, making it happen. From Moto 6, making it happen. All over the Karatbars community, all over Wealth Builders Worldwide, we are doing what has to be done. And I see Mr. Best seated at his chair comfortably in his home with Rosa Parks on one side and Karatbars on the other, and Karatbars on the other side. And you can almost hear the music. If you look, I mean, look at Mr. Best's photo. You can see him on the panel. Look at him. And you can hear it behind him. Do do dee do 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 do. He's the gold godfather, baby. He's making it happen. He's the gold godfather. And we're doing the things that have to be done. Man, Mr. Best, your thoughts?
Look, when you said the thing about what we're doing there, this technology, I had to have my quick flashback, and I hate to drag folks through that. I feel like sometimes the old guy saying this is what we used to do in the old days, but I'm blown away by this because every time somebody tells me they're working hard in Karatbars, I say, doing what? Or somebody say, I don't have time. I said, time to do what? Because I just don't have time. I said, time to do what? I said, haven't you heard that? Saying you don't have time as an adult is like a kid telling the teacher, dog ate my homework. Okay. I said, we all got 24 hours. So what are you busy doing? Busy doing nothing, busy being broke? I like to quote Tanisha Glassford, if you busy and broke, there's a problem. Okay. But with this technology today, everybody got time. I mean, you think about it, as long as you got this thing in your hands, you're in business. You can do this while you're at a red light, while you're waiting in line at McDonald's, while you're sitting there getting your nails done or your feet done, while you're getting a haircut, or while you're watching TV when there's none on TV anyway, while the football game is on. I mean, I'm sitting there right now thinking to myself, we're talking to thousands of people all over the world. We're on Facebook. We're on goldrocks.info. We're streaming this live on Facebook. And at the same time, I'm still texting folks right now saying the WBW Gram-A-Thon is happening right now at goldrocks.info. We will also stream live on Facebook. This is a worldwide event. Let's go. I'm doing all this right now while sitting here in the comfort of my little 68-degree house. My wife like it cold. That's why I got my jacket on, like I'm outside. It's 68 degrees. I'm sitting here chilling, thinking to myself, man, this is wow.
With the Godfather music playing. And,
Godfather music.
Yeah, and Mr. Best, it's getting easier. We were listening to Grady Holcomb today on the Power Call. He was talking about his parents who are very successful entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about how some investment companies and some other regular businesses are starting to accept cryptocurrency as a stable form of transfer of money. Now, think about this. As we're sitting here doing this, we're acquiring this product in Karatbars called Cash Gold. And the reason why it's called Cash Gold is because you can move it around like cash. Digital, it's physical gold that you can move around digitally. Like literally, and people will say things like, well, that's not going to happen. Okay, stick around a little bit. You're going to see me send Ty Best an ounce of gold over an app. Just like companies are starting to accept cryptocurrency, the Cash Gold can be converted into our own cryptocurrency, which can be converted into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero. It can be switched around. The world is changing. And you don't have to change with it, but the alternative is you're going to get ran over by it. It's not going to ask your permission. Like no one asked our permission to be able to have several hundred people video streaming with each other right now. Mr. Jamil switched to Kevin Thompson's phone, and it looked like we were CNN. I mean, he just like went on location, and there is Archie and Margot getting 8 grams of gold sitting in a restaurant with the sports channel playing behind their head. In Miami, Mr. Best is in Virginia. Ronnie Burger's in New York. I'm here in Miami. People are in Atlanta. Everybody's saving gold, and we're watching it happen in real time right now.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. This is revolutionary technology. This is the day that we're moving to get some things done that have never been done. So if you ever wondered what it was like to be somewhere historic at the beginning of that movement, now you're getting an idea of that. If you ever wondered what it was like to be in the room when they first gathered for the Constitution in Philadelphia in 1787, this is similar. If you wondered what it was like the first time they got together out in the back to meet with Harriet Tubman about how to go get free, this is what it was like. If you wonder what it was like when they decided that they would make the voyage to North America on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, this is what it was like. This is where history is emerging and taking a place right there next to current events. And history will show that you were on the right page. History will show that you're doing the right thing. All around the system, more and more of us getting in touch with us. And I want to report to the folks from the system, Mr. Delco, if I might, I'm going back and forth between Carrot Bar's Facebook and the actual Zoom. We're hearing that folks are getting, like Mr. Best had this problem earlier, folks are getting jammed and the system's taking a little slower. Take your time. I just want to say it to you, baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right. We can do it, baby. No, I'm sorry, that's a lyric. That's just but I want to remind us, everybody, this is time for us to just relax, settle in. And so from Myrtle Beach, from Sister Myrtle Placide, she reminds us that this is what's happening. The great legendary Olympic athlete, Miss Debbie Thomas, she says people have no idea what having our own exchange means. We will get to pick from which currency we get paid in. We'll have credit cards that will do conversions for us so we can pay in whatever form we want. But our savings won't be losing value and our bank fees will be much less than a bank. And we will be collecting on top of that bank fees that are a part of our own collective economy. What you're seeing with Carrot Bars, you've never seen before. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. If you have to get a cold beverage and some popcorn, sit back and watch, while you're saving your grams, of course, what happens here on the Gram-A-Thon 2018. Man, this is happening. I don't know how often we can do this the best, but I hope we do it more often than less.
Hey, Pastor Smith, hold on a second.
Oh, he said, hold on a second now. Hold on. What's happening? Real funny, y'all. I got to tell you, and this is a great occasion for us to share some cultural commonality. Y'all know the OJs is Eddie Levert and Walter Williams, and you know that Eddie Levert and Walter Williams had Mr. William Powell, but I don't know who can sing on a microphone after Eddie Levert, because he didn't put the microphone down his throat, Mr. Delco. I don't know how you gonna sing on a mic that Eddie Levert just sang. That's just one little question I have. I'm nobody. What do I know? All right. But I do know that we have to take, and Sister Colette says she's dancing with you, Mr. Bass. She's getting it in. And from Jennifer Sneed, good afternoon to you too. Everybody in real time, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Gram-A-Thon.info, and everybody at GoldRocks.info. Just make sure you gather around. And let's see how much weight the Carrot Bars website can hold. Let's see how much weight it can hold. But remember, you got to be a little patient. If you wanted to see James Brown live at the Apollo Theater, you don't think you could just walk straight in off 125th Street, do you? No, you had to wait in line, because that's the hardest working man in show business. That's Mr. Dynamite. That's Soul Brother #1. That's the exalted ruler of rhythm and blues, Mr. James Brown. So you got to wait in line. Just likewise it is with Carrot Bars. We are saving in gold. And when you're saving in gold, and when people finally wake up to what that is, like you're awake, then you stay woke. And we make sure that the real money, right, Sister Naima, real money, this real money begins to get saved by people who are real people. And this is the time for us to remember that we're real folks doing real things in real time with real money. This is a great opportunity. I'm going to give you back to Mr. Michael Delco for more information, and I'll be back on the street with you, and I'll make another report to you before we get back to Mr. Rodney Berger. Mr. Delco?
Thank you, Minister Muhammad. I want to talk about this making moves, making millionaire moves. You have to start somewhere. You know, I have this trepidation of getting on cruises. We were out in the harbor on a little tour cruise looking at the $1 million mansions in this harbor. There's one of the wealthiest islands in the world called Fisher Island, and the per capita income of the people there is several million, it's about $10 million a year. And so it's a very wealthy island. But you got to make money moves. And as we're floating out to the island, I saw one of the big Carnival Cruise Line ships. And my wife was like, babe, we got to book a cruise. And I'm like, I really don't have an appetite for that. It's because it's not something that I've been comfortable doing. But I was comfortable on the little ship, right? So what's my point here? You have to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. So start out with the gram. Start out with 2 grams. If you did 1 gram today, let's make one more push. Look, it's unusual. It's uncommon to move money to yourself. Now, I probably start a whole conversation, Mr. Best. I kind of already want to just kick this over to you about this. We got a couple of minutes before the top of the hour. It's not normal to move money to yourself. Talk about that for a second.
Well, I would say not just is not normal. Look, I make the statement you've heard me say. I read The Richest Man in Babylon 30 years ago. To have knowledge and apply the knowledge is 2 different things. I read it. It said pay yourself first. I got it, but it didn't really register. I mean, I saved money. So I knew if you make 5 grand, spend 3, you have some money. If you make 10, you have some money. I knew math enough, so I saved some money. But I wasn't adamant about it. And even if I got in Karatbars, it's on the top of the book list, Rich Man Babylon, pay yourself first, I still wasn't adamant about it. And what got me adamant about it was being on that power call every day. And the first of that power call was saved by our moderators, and I presented as what? Pay yourself first. And after about a year hearing it every single day, all of a sudden I become fanatical about it. I mean, flat out fanatical. I made a tape 20 years ago called Call Me Fanatical. They called me fanatical. I said, they called me fanatical. I was fanatical about being free. I had a job then when I made that. That was 25 years ago, I guess, because I still had a job. I made the audio tape in my bedroom on a cassette recorder called Call Me Fanatical. And they said, they called me fanatical. Why? Because I don't want to do anything else. I'm talking to Demi Sanjay the other night, and Mr. Sanjay, I was talking, I said, man, I don't do nothing else. I don't fish, I don't hunt, I don't bowl, I don't hike, I don't ski. What I do is build wealth and help people build wealth. What I do, I've dedicated my life that I got free. So I've dedicated my life to helping other people get free. And this pay yourself first is the first fundamental foundational step of getting free is you've got to learn to pay yourself first and everybody else can wait. And we don't know. Everybody about it.
Everybody can wait. Sister Marie Stafford said it like this when she came in the system. She said, I got 2 or 3 bills to pay. She said, but first, I'm going to buy me some gold.
Yes.
I'm going to pay myself first because I guarantee you, Karatbars money is the only money that you exchange. I didn't say spend. I said exchange. It's the only money that you exchange that comes back to you. The other money that you put out of your personal economy and family economy is gone forever. It evaporates into the ether, never to be seen.
Come on, man.
But the money that you exchange in Karatbars keeps finding its way back to you like a faithful dog in a storm.
And you know what, Brother Jamil?
Block and he can't find his way. He's disoriented, but he finds his way back to the home that took care of him. Likewise, it is when you take care of your resources by putting your resources in gold, saving in gold and preparing for the future. That gold finds its way back to you and you can't get away from it. Like Mr. Delco said, you can't outrun the blessing. So since we're running, let's run to New York and check the big totem board, the big tote board in New York. Mr. Rodney Berger, what do you have for us, sir?
Yes. I'm telling you, I am loving this day, man. I'm just loving, I'm getting phone calls from people. How do I put it in? I just got 12 grams. How do I do this? I'm telling you, this is an exciting day. So ladies and gentlemen, at the 5 o'clock hour, we have accumulated in our family's wealth 618 grams of gold.
All right.
Did I stutter? 618 grams of gold, ladies and gentlemen.
That is awesome.
We see those dollars, those $100 bills in that stack disappearing in every 15 minutes. And our goal is to smash away those paper dollars into gold. I'm excited. This is amazing. Back to you.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. And I do mean goodness. I mean real goodness. I want to take this program and put it back in the hands of one of the Karatbars leaders who is making the most change in her circles. She affects people. Mr. Best just quoted her a few moments ago saying that she said, if you are both busy and broke, there's a problem. She's a young lady, but a lady wise beyond her years. Mm-hmm. She's fair and pleasant of countenance, but that betrays the hard work of a real machine for progress that operates and beats in her heart. I want to bring her to you, and I want you to learn from her what you may not have heard before. But let's listen to her. Again, from the Arizona desert, way out west, where things are best. That's what they tell me. But way out west where things are the best, let's bring back to the fore Miss Tanisha Glaspie. What are your thoughts, Miss Glaspie, on what we're doing today and its significance for our future?
I'm sorry. I'm driving, so my phone keeps going in and out. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We hear loud and clear. Go right ahead.
Okay. So the reason I got started with Karatbars was because I wanted to make sure as a single mother that I was leaving a legacy for my children. That's what's important to me. And it's just amazing to see so many people on here acquiring gold to make sure that you're leaving something for your children. We're not just doing this for ourselves. We're making money right now, yes, for ourselves. A lot of people don't realize that. They're like, well, what do you do with the gold? How do you pay your bills with the gold? Pay your bills with the money that you're making right now. We get paid every Friday and on the first of every month. That's how we get paid. You save the gold, spend the cash. There's no way I could be out here riding around in the middle of the day with no job succeeding. Karatbars is it. If you're, my heart is for the single mothers, single fathers, single parents in general, because it's hard with two people in the house. It's harder with just one. So I'm going to get emotional, so I'm get off of here. I need to see while I'm driving. Just join us. It's real.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's realer than real deal, Holyfield. I'm telling you, this is the day when we rise up and take our destinies into our own hands. Did you hear Miss Glaspie? She spoke about the need for us to back and support our families. But some of us have been put in a position where we're single parents, and it's difficult to parent and provide at the same time. Sometimes you have to parent and provide in the atmosphere of limitation and loss and lack. But when you do that from the position of prosperity and progressiveness, then you're doing it in a way that you can be successful. That's what Karatbars represents. It represents success. I want to thank you again, Moto 6. You went back in, got you another gram. And we are now recognizing that when we do this as a team, that Sister Shelby Casey Thompson's dream becomes more easy for us to attain. Now you may notice in your monitor that we're getting a panoramic view of Biscayne Bay and the Atlantic Ocean. From high atop the Marriott Hotel there in Miami's Biscayne Bay section, the panoramic camera work, or our videographer, Mr. Kevin 2X Thompson. And I want to throw back to you, Mr. Thompson, for your observations on the ground there in Miami. What's happening? What's the spirit of the world tour? And is there getting to be a rumble? Is there getting to be a buzz about the Gram-A-Thon that Wealth Builders Worldwide is putting down? Mr. Thompson?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right here out in the luxurious Miami Beach, Florida, at Marriott Biscayne Bay. I think I might go get me a game of chess in. I don't know. Little chessboard, and I think I might go teach somebody how to play chess. But yeah, did you understand what Miss Glaspie said when she said no job and 100% unemployable? Did you hear that? I thought I heard that. job and 100% unemployable. I mean, man, it's a good day to be a Gram-A-Thon participant. That's all I can say, bro. Back to you, brother Jamil.
Man, oh man, I'm glad that you're down there in Miami enjoying yourself. It reminds me of the old opening credits of the Jackie Gleason show. Be quiet, Mr. Delco. No age jokes, please. Let me say this about what I remember. The old Jackie Gleason show would come in every week from Miami Beach, Florida. It's the Jackie Gleason show. And you would see the Fontainebleau Hotel and Collins Avenue and the great places of Miami. But that's all available to us today. And we can visit there and we're not begging, we're buying. When we come into place, we don't ask for anybody to give us anything. We come in and purchase what we want. We purchase wisely and we get the best for less. Why? Because we're able to save in gold and to practice thrift and austerity and deal with the things in life that give real quality. The real quality of Miss Tanisha Glaspie's life is not that she can engage in wild, conspicuous consumption. No, it is that she can secure her beloved children and make sure that their future is in better hands than it would be if she trusted their future to somebody who never knew them or cared about them, some cold employer. No, today we're getting it in from now till 6 o'clock. Now, let me just remind you about our goal. At 5 o'clock, we had 618 grams of gold, meaning that in the last hour of this program, we need to raise 382 grams of gold. That's entirely attainable. 382 grams in this last hour to take us to 1 kilogram, 1,000 grams of gold in the system of wealth builders worldwide, making it possible for us to realize and show the rest of the Karatbars community what has to happen. Our auto exchange program is being renovated. It's being remodeled. It's being renewed. And while it's in the shop being repaired, we don't have to worry about missing out on saving our gold. We don't have to worry about missing out on our own auto exchange. We just turned the auto exchange into a manual exchange. And we went to the keyboard, and like Stevie Wonder, we made magic. We made music on the keyboard. Mr. Delco, you can relate to what I'm saying, making music and magic on the keyboard. That's what we do at Karatbars International. So we want to welcome everybody back to the stream, back to the effort. 382 grams. If you already have given and saved your gram, don't worry, double clutch. Pay yourself again. If you've already given a gram for your mama, give a gram for your daddy. If you ain't seen your daddy, give a gram for your Uncle Fred, because he's been around. Make sure you give a gram that you put in your own account, in your own economy. Give a gram for your own family, and let's make it happen. We're receiving a message again from Facebook Live. Sasha Monet and her team in Seattle trying to save gold. What is it now? Okay, they have 3 grams and they're trying to get 2 bronze packages, and the system won't hardly take the bronze packages.
Wow, great problem. Minister Muhammad, let's give a big old congratulations for Pastor Sloss, who just got VIP, which adds 3 grams. Mr. Berger, I don't know if that was in the tally. It's hard to keep. It's still hard with all of Mr. Berger's brilliance. It's still hard to keep up with the tally, but I promise y'all, a little bit of training coming up. Mr. Best, I'm gonna need your help right here with some training. Guys, if you're not promoting this Gram-A-Thon whenever we do it, Kevin, you're looking real good on that balcony, my brother. I love this rich life, though. Guys, if y'all not promoting this to your teams, you can't make them get on, okay? I'm not trying to say twist people's arm, but if you're not sending text messages out and encouraging them to get on this Gram-A-Thon, you're hurting yourself. Don't worry about the ones who don't show up. Just make sure you send the message to everyone, because this Gram-A-Thon is moving the needle. I have not seen this many units just fly by. Just fly by. Mr. Best, I know he's looking at his back off his unit and it's just going, you're not looking?
Hey, no, look, you know me, you know I do, Mike. I don't even look.
It's flying by so fast.
I'm already cranked up enough. I don't need to look back there.
Well, it's creating volume for the team. So just talk about building in depth real quick, Mr. Best. I know we're doing some training while we're doing the Gram-A-Thon. How important it is to get the message down line.
Look, take the attitude, assume nothing. Take the attitude that until you've told them, they don't know. I don't care if you got 20,000 people in your group, just assume until you've told them about Wealth Builders Worldwide, until you told them about mywbw.net, until you told them about this Gram-A-Thon, they don't know. Don't assume I told Bob his responsibility to tell his people Mary, and her responsibility to tell her people Sue, and forget all that nonsense. Work around people, not through people. Now, I didn't say get around them. Two different things now, okay? Work around them. I talk to folks, and I believe, hey, I text them, so Mr. Delco texts them too. It don't hurt to get a text from both of us that says we're on the same page, okay? Okay, I was on the phone today with Mr. Brian Battle. He's way down there in somebody's group, okay? I was on the phone with him for 40 minutes today. We talking. I was on the phone with them and said, oh, you work in depth. Find the people who said where there's fire, pour gasoline. The mistake that so many people make is that they don't go work with the excited ones. They say, well, they got it. Brother Jamil, he's on fire. I ain't got to work with him no more. I'm going here and work with Sue because Sue ain't doing nothing. I'm going to raise the dead. No. Okay? It is easier to give birth than it is to raise the dead. Okay? I'd rather give birth to somebody who's already birthed, sticking their head through the ground and say, I want this thing. And that's the thing we also got to keep our mind. And if once you relax with this, you understand, see, we all want the money. But let me say this one more time. And some of you heard me say this 1,000 times before. And let me, real quick. The money never comes fast enough. I don't care how much money you're making. I know you're going to sit there and say, look, I just got to pay my bills. That's what you say now. But when you're at $5,000 a month, your self-image going to go up to the point where you can say, wait a minute now. If I got to 5, I can get to 10. And then when you're at 10, you'll be thinking, wait a minute now. Unless you just flat out lazy or something. I got to 10, I can get to 20. And when you finally at 20, you be calling people like me and Mr. Decker saying, look, last month I made $20,000. I got to get this thing cranked up, man. And he said, what you made last month? He said, I made like a little $18,000. What are you fussing about? Oh, because you know why? Because your mind and brain is expanded where you realize there's more than 100. If you're not thinking $100,000 a month right now in Carrot Bars, I'm telling you, folks, you're thinking way too small. Now I know that's a big job to have your brain leapfrog from where you are now for a lot of folks to think about $100,000 a month from home with no employees, no overhead. That's a mental trip. But I'm telling you, you got to take that journey. And the faster you get to think, the quicker you can make yourself think bigger, the faster you're gonna get there. But just relax, because it's never gonna be enough. And my first multimedia millionaire said it to me, because I was all anxious, all intense, he said, man, you need to relax. I'm like, I've been in this about 6-7 months. I said, what are you talking about? He said, you need to relax, man. He said, the money never gonna come fast enough. I said, what does he mean? I know. It took me a while to get there, but I know what he meant. It doesn't. Because where you are has a lot to do with how you feel about yourself. And as your self-image change, you start realizing you can do more and have more. And you start realizing the sky's the limit. And when you get that knowing, forget I believe, when you get to that place where you know, so man, please, I knew I could be a Carrot Bars. I hope I can build it. I wonder if it's gonna work for me. I didn't have any of that kind of stuff. I said, well, let me go to work and do this. And I knew it was just numbers. I knew what was gonna happen. But I also knew, if Big Boomer said to me, he said, look, if you don't let your attitude get caught up with your week-to-week check, because the check does this. For those that have been around, this is a check. I mean, and you be tripping, but you be sitting there just moving along, you making that money, you happy with it. And then Harold Sykes will come with something, and your check goes off the scale. You go, what just happened? Okay? And I'm telling you right now, I know Mr. Harold Sykes after 5 years. He's thinking right now. I don't know what he's thinking about, but he's thinking I'm not even concerned about what he's thinking about. I just know he's thinking about the next thing, what's going to take us to the next level. Because I was just sitting there minding my own business, happy doing what I got to do. When he came up with cryptocurrency. And when he came with that cryptocurrency, my income went like, it was just rolling along. Cryptocurrency, gone. with, whoa, wow. He did the same thing. We came out, income just rolling along, man. I'm happy. Mike and I tell Mr. Delk and I would tell, we happy. Then he came out with VIP, man, just relax. Go share with anybody 98.6 and breathing. And let Mr. Harold Seitz and Carabas do what they're going to do. I see Mr. Berger's back. It's that time again.
It is, Mr. Best. We're ready to go to New York for the big tote board in the Big Apple. Mr. Berger and his team have compiled the figures. We're trying to cut into 382 grams that we need in this last 45 minutes. So let's find out what progress we've made thus far. Mr. Berger?
Well, we're getting close to the 750 gram marker here, and our total for 515 today is 642 grams. I'm telling you, I don't know if you guys are watching, but people are buying, not buying. We got to change our wording here. They're exchanging their paper currency into grams of gold, and there are people getting 3 grams, 12 grams, 5 grams. It's amazing. 20 grams. Man, this is powerful today, guys. So listen, 642 grams at 5:15. We still got 45 minutes before it's midnight in Germany. And I'm telling you, this is a powerful event that we're doing here. Keep it going, guys. And for those of you who are just getting on this live stream, you're going to Gram-A-Thon.info, fill out the little form, and be truthful. Put in what you purchased, how many grams, and make sure you check the box and submit. And when you see the little text on the screen that says your grams have been counted, you have entered it properly. And so, guys, also, if you're getting business packages, especially the silver, that counts as 1 gram. If you're getting the gold package, that's 2 grams. Make sure you put those in. The VIP, which is the place to be, that's 3 grams. Make sure you enter those amounts in when you purchase packages during this Gram-A-Thon. Back to you.
Wow, Mr. Berger, thank you. It's going down, everybody. Now we've got to be real. We've got to do like Cheryl Lynn said, we got to be real. I want to make sure everybody understands that with this last 15-minute period between 5 o'clock and 5:15, that was our smallest increase during the entire program. So now we're set up to do really great work, because in the 45 minutes remaining before the end of the program, we need 358 grams of gold. 358 will take us to our goal. And of course, right before the 6 o'clock hour, we want to hear once again from the mother of the Gram-A-Thon. That's right. We hope to bring back to the microphones the lady living the life of freedom herself, Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson. She'll come back to give us a word of inspiration before we depart these microphones. But while we're here, let us take in consideration and bear in mind what Mr. Ty Best has given us, what Mr. Michael Delco has given us, what the leaders in the Karatbars family here at Wealth Builders Worldwide have given us in the way of counsel and proven advice. If you want to bring your family up, there's a way to do that. If you want to bring yourself to freedom, there's a way to do that. If you want to save what makes you feel safe and secure, there's a way to do it. If you want to travel the world building your business and having a great time, there's a way to do that. If you want to help people, there's a way to do it. And guess what? If you want to make boatloads of dough, there's a way to do it. And when you do that, you're able to take that money, that fiat currency, and transfer it into gold. We have only 358 more grams to go.
All right. So, Mr. Jamil, we're getting close now to the 6 o'clock hour. So I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to throw down a challenge right here.
Throw it down.
Mr. Best, are you listening?
Throw it down.
Challenge. Let's do one. All right. I'm challenging all of us. 10 grams. 10 grams. Now let's calculate. I want no pressure, but we're going to hit this goal. 10 grams is 400 euro. Okay. So come on, guys. 400 euro in cash in US dollars. Let me tabulate that. 400 is probably going to be like 403 euro. That'll be $466. So.
And we don't need a lot of people to do it, Mr. Delco.
That's right. We don't.
60 persons will get the 10 grams of gold. Oh, I'm sorry, not even 60. Pardon me. Please pardon me. That was just my hopeful. But we only need 36 people.
36 people.
36 people with 10 grams of gold.
And Mr. Jamil, I want us to just really stress what we're doing, guys. 10 grams, you're not, okay, this is going to rub against your brain. You're not spending any money. I like when Rodney Burger said, we've got to work on our verbiage. Mm-hmm. Not buying gold.
That's right.
You're transferring that tax, that inflation catching currency into real money, which is gold, and you're holding it. You're moving from a depreciating currency to an appreciating currency. You're not spending money. All right, Scott team said he just got 3 grams. Make sure you put that in Gram-A-Thon.info, Mr. Reggie Scott team. All right, appreciate it here in the chat box. Make sure you put it in Gram-A-Thon.info so we can officially count it. 10 grams, you're saving 10 grams of gold. You're saving 466 US dollars. That's appreciating in value by the day. Right now, the stock market is acting like it's like about to lose it, and gold is trying to break out to the upside. All you're doing is creating a wealth transfer for yourself. Figure out, I see you guys with your heads down. Y'all are calculating, moving stuff around. I see you. I'm going to do mine as soon as I stop talking, but I'm trying to give the guys on the stream and the ladies on the stream a chance to move some stuff around. I know what you do. I know how we do it. Move stuff from one account to
you're trying to get this order in for this one guy.
Yeah. So guys, 10 grams is the gauntlet we threw down. Mr. Jamil, back to you. Let's see if we can raise this.
Let's do it, family. We are nearing the 11th hour at our headquarters in Stuttgart, West Germany. I said West Germany, that's old school. I'm just saying Germany now, it's Germany. In Stuttgart, at our headquarters, it's almost midnight. The clock is winding up on the business day. And so this week's business will go in today at the conclusion of this program. We're looking for those 36 persons, and we want to recognize you and let you know. In Canada, there is a means. Latoya wants to know, is there a city for Canada on the site? We want to make sure everybody knows what's going on. And we have greetings from all over the world. Literally, this is amazing to me. From Mexico, you're on the line. Wow. From Kosovo, the great Eastern European country of Kosovo, there along the shores of the Adriatic Sea in Southeastern Europe. We're being joined for the Wealth Builders Worldwide Gram-A-Thon this month here, happening while you're witnessing it. So everybody is there. Make sure you give a tune in and that we move it. And I agree with Sister Jennifer Responds Robinson. I agree with her. Sister Jennifer Responds Robinson said, this is so much fun. Have you ever seen people who used to be beat down? Remember us. We're the ones who are the sons and daughters of those who worked 12-hour warehouse shifts. We're the sons and daughters of those who were in the coal mines.
Come on now. Come on now.
You can't see night. We're the ones who were in the steel mills down there in Bessemer, Alabama, and up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're the ones who were in the shipyards of Oakland and Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. and Norfolk, Virginia. We are the ones who are working around the clock to build this country. But now we have precious little in our hands unless we take the initiative to do what we're asking you to do today. And that is to transfer some of your fiat work product into gold to protect it. And who wouldn't protect their wealth and their resources from being eaten up by taxes and inflation? Taxes and inflation are like boll weevils and cotton beetles. They eat up your crop of productivity and destroy what you yield in the end. But if you put yours in gold, exchange it now. We're looking for 36 persons who will get 10 grams of gold. We're on the last part of the race. We've hit that 18th pole back there in the back stretch. We're coming around the bend toward the home stretch, and we're galloping at a full gait. So now let's pull it up, brothers. Let's pull it up, sisters. Let's pull it up, Carrot Bars family, and make the exchange. Mr. Delco?
Mr. Jamil, this is so uncanny what we're doing right now. I'm trying to wrap my head around it as I listen to you articulate this vision and push us to this finish line. Do y'all understand that I don't want to say begging, he is motivating and inspiring us to give to ourselves? Man, this is like, as I'm hearing you do it, I've seen telethons and they're encouraging people to give to a cause. He's encouraging us to give to our legacy. He's encouraging us to give to our inheritance. This is amazing. Mr. Best, I'm like having epiphanies every second.
Hey, look, I'm sitting here playing my phone, trying to get stuff in, trying to get these orders in here. And look, I said, because normally I do it on my laptop, but I'm on my laptop watching this. I'm gonna have to shoot myself to go to my other laptop to get the orders in. I'm like, please, you know. But
we are living out what used to be considered futuristic and idealistic. We're living out, and right now we're doing what we used to watch on Saturday mornings when George Jetson would do it with Mr. Spacely. And we didn't believe it could be done when George and Mr. Spacely would have a conversation over a video phone. We said, oh, pooh, that'll never happen.
Exactly.
That'll never happen. Robotics is taking over economics in factory after factory around this country. And we didn't believe in robots when we saw Lost in Space and a robot would say, danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger, Will Robinson. We didn't believe it. We believed that it would never come. The future is now. The future is happening right now. And just like your debit card was once futuristic, just like it was imaginary to think that a debit card would be the means by which we access our money in our account. Just like it was once a dream to think you would go to a machine, stick in a card and pull out your cash currency to make your transactions that day. It has now become the order of the day that you have a debit card and very few people write checks anymore. I'm telling you.
Hey, Mr. Jamil, let me say something real quick. All right, so I tried to do, I rounded it up, forgive me. They have the 6 gram card, so I went for 12. And Mr. Best, it canceled my transaction. The bank blocked it again, even after I called them and told them I was doing international transactions today. What's my point? It's called capital controls. Capital, like capitalism. Mm-hmm. We don't have true capitalism. We have what's called crony capitalism, where a select few of the global elites control all the wealth. Don't let nobody fool you into believing that America is this great capitalistic enterprise. It's not. It's crony capitalism, and there's a lot of corruption. And the banking system should not be able to tell me what I can do with my own money, right? But it's not mine. The cash is not yours. You think you have the illusion that it's the Matrix. The Matrix was a documentary. That stuff is real.
It is.
They literally told me I couldn't move my $600 just now. Now I got to call them again and get permission. It's some real stuff we're dealing with. When I move this cash out of that banking system into this gold money system, I'm free from that system once and for all with that amount of cash.
So you're saying, Mr. Delco, that it is as revolutionary for us to free our money in 2018 as it was for slaves to steal the Mason-Dixon line in 18. Are you telling us that it is revolutionary for us to move and exchange our fiat currency into gold as it was in 1776 when the colonists in America said, don't tread on me? You're telling us that the revolutionary is happening right now, but there's one thing that our great brother Gil Scott-Heron was wrong about. He said the revolution will not be televised. I'm here to tell you that the revolution is being televised and it's live. The revolution is now. It's happening when people of goodwill of every nation, every nationality, every race, every creed, every color, every orientation, every idea, every nationality, we're all coming together for one common cause. And that common cause is to free our children from where we used to be yesterday and put us on the road to where we have to be tomorrow. This is a noble cause. I want to remind you that, and we have word, Mr. Delco, Mr. Bass, we have word from Olympian Debbie Thomas. I think it's important that we remember who she is and the great pride that she brought to us as she competed on the world stage in sports that previously would have locked her out. Miss Debbie Thomas reminds us that Mr. Austin said he would be back with us. We're reaching out for Mr. Alan Austin because last time we were on the Gram-A-Thon, he said he would be back and he would not be outdone. So we're calling Mr. Alan Austin. I know you can hear us, Mr. Austin. Come on forward in this last half hour and indulge yourself in your love for drama and the last minute rescue. And let's pull out this remaining 360 grams of gold. Thank you, Mr. Delco. And we turn it over now once again back to New York City for the grand tote board and Mr. Rodney Berger. Brother Rodney?
Yes, yes. This is the 5:30. I'm telling you, this is going by so quick, guys. I love it. And, you know, I was laughing. I'm thinking of myself laughing. You know, we don't have to do like the telethons do. You know, you have to have somebody singing and entertaining to keep it rolling. I'm telling you, just the conversations that we're having here today are powerful. And already we got less than 30 minutes for this to be over with. Isn't that incredible? How just, we don't have to be entertained. We're excited because we know that we're changing not only our families' lives, but the lives of all those people who are in this together to build their wealth for their families. All right, so the total, ladies and gentlemen, for 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time is 690 grams. 690 grams. We are shy of 700. But listen, it's not over yet, guys. We still have 2 more readouts to do. So the 690 grams, we got this, man. This is powerful today. So all those who are watching on goldrocks.info or on Facebook Live, if you have not registered for your free gold savings account, what are you waiting for? Now is the time. Today is the day. Don't delay. Back to you.
Wow, this is amazing. We're looking at a need now in the last 26 minutes of this program, with the remaining 310 grams yet to raise. With the technical challenges raging in the background, this is setting up a dramatic stage for us to succeed, and succeed we will. Succeed we shall. We need, with 310 grams remaining in the remaining 26 minutes, we need a little over 11 grams per minute. 11 grams per minute will take us where we have to go. If you can double clutch, do it now. If you can double dip, dip in it now. It doesn't take just the 36 savers, just the 36 exchangers. It takes you and me to decide to do it something else for ourselves. Is that all right? We want to make it happen for ourselves in the last few minutes of the program. Yes, we're going to hear from Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson.
I see Mr. Mose Whitfield did 12 grams. Thank you, Mr. Whitfield.
Mr. Whitfield, thank you so much, Mr. Mose Whitfield. 12 grams happening. I want to give you an update in the status report. Miss Angela Johnson says, I was going to get 1 gram of gold, and Brother Jamil, he said get 3. So I stretched it, ran my card, but it was blocked. Called my credit union, and they said I had to submit a form 48 hours in advance for out of the country transaction. What? But then she said, I ran to the store and put $150 in my no-name prepaid card, and hooray, I just made it. In the last 1/2 hour, she got 2 more grams. That's initiative, that's resourcefulness, that's determination to take care of her family no matter what, to move her money where she wants it to be instead of where some crony capitalists say it has to be.
Can you repeat that again, please? You said she got it from a no-name prepaid card?
That's what she said, a no-name prepaid card, and hooray, I just made it in the last 1/2 hour.
Man, that's a golden nugget right there, guys. Somebody just messaged me that their bank is giving them a problem. I said, just call the bank, give them the euro amount. So as Mr. Williams taught us last week, when you call the bank, give them the euro amount, not the exchange rate in US dollars. They will figure that out as they receive the transaction. So, but I'm telling you, we may have to start switching to no-name prepaid card or PayPal as a means of purchasing, or load your Karatbars MasterCard by setting up your debit card into your MasterCard, and that'll make it flawless and sweet, and I can't think of the other word. But anyway, you got my point. It'll make it easy for you guys. So that was powerful what you just said. I want to make sure people heard that. To use a no-name prepaid card. Back to you.
No doubt. And our sister Debbie Thomas is using highly technical language here on Facebook Live. She says it's like whack-a-mole for the banks. They're trying to keep up. with the transactions. They don't know why there's such a flurry and such a push. Do you see what your unity is producing, goal savers? Do you see what you are doing, revolutionaries who are changing the financial systems? Do you see what you are doing when you begin to build a new money system? You actually upset the old order of things, which is used to exploiting you and sapping the money out of you like a spider sucks the enzymes out of the middle of a fly caught in its web in the end of the hour. This is the time for us to get up and do something different. Don't get caught in the web. Begin to move your resources over into real money. You say, I got to keep some petty cash. Mr. Best's cash is petty. And if he picks it up right now, it may not look petty to me and you, but look at the cash he's about to hold up in the camera right now. He calls it petty cash. He says, this is my petty cash.
Look,
that don't look too petty to most of us.
Look,
that look like petty Pendergrass and petty Murphy and petty LaBelle.
Depends on what you got to do.
Because there's something to do when we do it all together.
That look, I'm sitting right now trying to figure out, I can't run to it because I have to put this cash in another account in order for me to buy more gold. Because I'm about hitting that gold today. I'm about hitting that gold myself. So I'm saying, we're going to hit that gold. Okay. Yes, we have to hit it after 6 o'clock. I said, I want to be able to say, we hit that gold. Okay. Yes, and so we're going to be able to say it. No matter what happens, we're going to hit that gold.
Yes, sir.
30 grams, but I get some more. Okay. Yes, sir.
And remember, like any good soldier, see,
I got one. I don't have no problem with the bank because they know it all comes in that one account. And I don't have no problem from the day I rode in carry bars. I got one account, all my gold, all my carry bars transactions come through, and they go through like no problem whatsoever. And by the way, I did just add that guy's 3 grams of gold. So compliments to Mr. James Scott. He's picked up 3 grams of gold. That more added to the tally because it just went through. Just got order confirmation. That's what I've been working on. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And in 6 minutes, we'll learn the last 15 minutes. We'll learn the last mile of the journey. What do we have to do for that last step on the road? We'll learn that in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Rodney Berger, you'll be on. On. And we got to remember now, today is the day that we make changes. Today is the day when we're making changes all around the country. And some of the folks, I'm still getting messages in my inbox. I'm getting messages on the phone. I'm getting messages Facebook Live. People are saying, hey, I am trying to buy gold. Why is my account being held up? Why is the transaction being held up? The answer is, I don't know, but continue to try. We're going to make sure we get this thing done by the sheer force and dint of will. When we hear Mr. Tyrone Best give us an instruction, you know as a soldier that a suggestion from your commanding officer is a binding order.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, two things real quick. Mr. Best, do you need me to type in that contribution for James Scott?
I'm doing it right now.
You got it. Okay, look.
I'm working on it, baby. I'm trying to get tech savvy. I'm working on it.
Hey, okay. I just got my 12 grams through. But look, check this out, Mr. Best. I was literally stressed out trying to pay myself. Do y'all get what I'm saying? like literally, we're shifting our mindset right now. We're shifting our own mindset. I'm getting mad at the bank because I need to pay myself. Like, you know, when you were broke, you remember you had to like rush to get the light bill paid off before they cut your lights off. I was feeling like that, Minister Jamil. Like I'm getting about to get cut off. I need to pay myself. Back over to you, Minister Jamil.
This is a change. This is a sea change. This is a quantum change. This is a paradigm shift. What do you mean? We're changing our minds from the mindset of hapless spenders to the mindset of progressive savers. A progressive saver is a different person than a helpless, hapless spender. It's noteworthy that many of us who have been thoroughly inundated with the mind of the losing position have always said when thought they had to sell something, oh, I'm not a salesman. I'm not a good salesperson. Oh, no, that's not me. But when you ask that same person, what do they like to do? They'll tell you my favorite activity is shopping. So for these people, buying is natural and selling or producing is counterintuitive because their minds have been
Drop the mic.
Let's flip our minds back on the right side and let your mind now think again like a producer and not a consumer. like a salesman and not a customer, like an owner and not a renter. And let's begin to think about how we can become progressive. We've got another few moments, and the time has come once again. In 3 minutes, we'll check with the main tote board in New York. I hope that their fingers are getting blisters on the end. Their fingers as they calculate these figures coming in from around the world. We've been visited today, not just, you have to understand this, it's not just Kokomo on the line, but it's Kosovo on the line. Yes, it's not just Louisville, it's London. It's not just Oakland, it's Auckland, New Zealand. This is happening on the Wealth Builders Worldwide Gram-A-Thon. How many of you ever thought you would have any contact with anyone in the United Kingdom? But here it is, Lord Kingsley is a friend to you. And you hear his voice and you gravitate toward his voice because you know he's validating and verifying and vindicating your position as a gold saver. This is the remarkable change that is afoot. And even a fool can see that things tomorrow will not be like they were yesterday. And so we can say that yesterday I had the blues. Yesterday I had the blues, but today I know I cannot lose if I step out and use the things I've got to use. The first thing you got to use is your mind to transfer and exchange your old fiat currency into gold. Let's take this last 15 minutes and sprint toward the finish line. Sprint toward the end. It's 5:45 on my clock. It may be 5:48 in New York because they're slightly ahead of time. Let's take a look and see if Mr. Berger is ready, or do you need a few more seconds, Mr. Rodney Berger? Ooh, the suspense. That's good. It's taking a moment for him. That means he's working.
Sorry. I thought I was unmuted. It's actually 5:44.
That's right.
Oh.
So we might be behind a little bit today. Well, listen, give me a minute and we'll have some totals for you.
Hey, those of you that are getting cash gold and you're looking to convert to KCB later, go ahead. Don't forget to put it in your e-wallet, okay? Load that up in your e-wallet. For those of you that are on Facebook that don't know what that means, get back with the person that shared this on their page and tell them, you don't know what these crazy people are doing, but they too happy for you to miss that boat, okay? This ain't a boat. I apologize. They're too happy for you to miss that yacht.
That yacht. High-powered yacht.
Yeah.
I want to add one little piece too, that tote, Mr. Berger, is so incredible because it shows also people from all around the world. I mean, so anybody wondering how real this is, if they're on this stream right here on Facebook and they look down there, they see that tote, and they see New Zealand, Australia, people from all around the world and all over the country are acquiring gold. Any doubt, I keep saying to folks, Carabar's not on trial. Don't let somebody get you in a position where you're defending Carabar's. Carabar's need no defense whatsoever. No, you got to get that posture that says, I'm not here to defend Carabar's. I'm here to ask you, do you see an opportunity for you? Carabar's is more validated than you are. Now, you can't say that to him, but that's the point. Carabar's is highly validated. It's highly documented. Okay? Carabar's not on trial. The question is, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Okay? This is the best business I've ever seen in my 35 years in the opportunity business. This is it, folks. I'm not hyping it up to you. I'm trying to stay as calm as I possibly can. This is it. Why? Because you're not buying anything. All we ask you to do is take this stuff right here that we've been taught to worship, this crack, green crack, as my man Dwayne Taylor said we're on. I didn't know I was on the green crack. To Dwayne Taylor said it last week. He said they got us soaking. We kill for it. We rob for it. We do anything to get this stuff, and it's nothing. The government, while we sleep tonight, could say this has no value. And on Monday morning, you go to the bank, and this little stuff you've been worshiping means absolutely nothing because it's just paper. But this other stuff over here, this gold stuff, always has value. Always. Always. Okay? You can't win. You can't lose. You can't lose. Register for free. For those who are on a live stream haven't got registered, get back with the person that invited you. That you heard of. You stumbled across this, find somebody. and get it with a hurry, get a sense of urgency about this thing. This bullet train is going down the track with or without you. It's going to happen with or without you. Microsoft happened what? Without you. Okay. Apple happened without you. Facebook happened without you. It don't matter. It's going to happen, but you have the rare opportunity to be a part of what we're doing here. Enough said. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Tyrone Best, the founder and CEO of Wealth Builders Worldwide. We appreciate you, sir. Now let's take our attention and direct it back to the 5 boroughs of New York City, and where we find Mr. Rodney Berger and his crack team of statistical professionals compiling the data that shows us where we are. Mr. Berger?
Yes, yes. All right, guys. We got less than 15 minutes left to complete this Gram-A-Thon, but here's what we got for the 5:45 hour. It is 760 grams, ladies and gentlemen. 760 grams has moved through this system since 3 o'clock this afternoon. And nobody's gotten home from work yet, mind you. This is during the day, ladies and gentlemen. Between 3 and 6 p.m., we've moved 760 grams of gold. And look at this meter. We hit past the 750 gram mark. So we are almost there to 1,000 grams. We can do this, guys. And Mr. Muhammad, call me on the next time at 6:05, and we'll have the final countdown at 6:05. And we're going to be celebrating because I know we're going to hit it. Back to you, man.
Thank you, sir. I tell you, it is a blessing for us to have compiled and who have brought together some of the world's greatest minds. I think I saw a comment in the Facebook Live section on Mr. Delco's page from Ms. Thomas a while ago. She said that this is a gathering of some of the sharpest minds in the world. And it's a privilege for me to work with you, every one of you who have come to put your great talent and skill to this effort. But this is a strange thing. When Karatbars comes to be really successful, to be really progressive, you don't need to be super intelligent. You don't need to be as talented as Leonardo da Vinci. You don't need to be as brilliant as Mansa Musa. You don't need to have studied the entire library there at Timbuktu or Alexandria. All you need to do is follow the system. And today what we're doing is putting the system to work for you. We're putting the system to work for Tanisha Glaspie's children. We're putting the system to work for Shelby Thompson's disabled father. We're putting the system to work for the boys club that Frank Muhammad is building in Southeast Washington. We're putting the system to work. Yes, we are. For Miss Sheila Abram to teach financial literacy in Los Angeles. We're putting the system to work for good. And the way you do that is pay yourself first. Mr. Delco said he was stressing. He was stressing about paying himself the same way he used to stress about paying somebody else. That means that you have passed now from death into life, and you should, because you love this brotherhood. You love
now.
You love how we are building together, and it makes us a sensitive people. Once again, when we were broke, we didn't care because we couldn't care about nobody but ourselves. We were broke. But now that we're coming into the light of financial solvency, and some of us are making progress, we're seeing changes take place. And this is a spiritual movement. This is a spiritual movement that encompasses all people, because it allows the common people to get the standard of wealth and bring a future into their own vision and begin to see it perhaps for the first time ever. We have on the line with us right now, right here on our network of television cameras, we have her with us. We call her the Gram-A-Thon mom. Yeah, y'all know who the Gram-A-Thon mom is, right? It is that lady who's living the life of freedom there in the DMV, rocking her shades even at dusk. As the sun recedes over the horizon, it's not too late to get a few more glamour glimpses in from Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson. Mrs. Thompson, tell us a little bit more about what you think is happening here today as your concept comes into reality and we finish this last 240 grams of gold.
Oh, Brother Jamil, I'm so excited. This is the most exciting thing ever. I'm so excited. This is going to help everyone's productivity, their business, because everyone on Facebook Live can see that we are serious. Can you guys? Oh, yeah, that we are serious. I just picked up my son from school. Say hi.
Kyrie.
I just picked him up from school, and I've been listening in, and it's incredible. All of the cities, all of the countries, it's absolutely incredible. We're going to actually hit our goal. So if after 6:05, if people keep buying or keep acquiring gold for their life, will it calculate?
Well, yes, Mr. Best said yes.
Okay,
Best
so
said yes, absolutely.
So we could go well over 1,000 after midnight. I mean,
absolutely.
After 6 o'clock. This is exciting. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow, when we have all of the fantastic announcements, it's going to be even better. As Mr. Thompson says, it gets gooder and gooder. So,
indeed. Yes, indeed.
I don't have any profound words, Mr. MC, but I'm just grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank you for this wonderful concept. Thank you all, the leaders of Wealth Builders Worldwide, Mr. and Mrs. Tyrone Best, Mr. and Mrs. Michael Delco, the families who have assembled around these microphones and cameras today to make this exciting event happen. Whether you're with us from Miami, Florida, all the way out to the strange third world territory of Seattle, Washington, from Boston, Massachusetts, all the way down to San Diego, and from other countries around the globe in different time zones, sometimes deep into the night. You are with us today in this wonderful and noble effort. And like Mr. Roger Williams reminds us from the language that he taught us to speak, when we start turning, churning, and burning, causing a friction fire, burning you on your proton and neutron, causing you to say, hit me in the electron, baby. That's what's happening right here on this Gram-A-Thon today. We have 240 grams of gold left to go. We're focused. We're ready to make progress. We're ready to get busy. And I hear Sister Sunshine Reggae said, been trying to make a purchase of gold and I can't get through. Be patient. Let's work it through. Velma Jackson Lewis is saying, what's exciting is we paid ourselves. You're exactly right, Sister Velma. That's what we came here to do. Marcus Cook says spiritual economics is being manifested. And he says to tell Mr. Best, Au, and tell all of us the same. We're saluting each other in language that people don't know what we're even talking about, but we're happier than anybody they've ever seen because we're happy paying ourselves and happy because we're getting out of the old system of slavery. And so Marcus, and shouting out his sponsor, Brother Frank Muhammad and Brothers Huddle here in Washington, D.C., and everybody that's coming together. Don't worry about where you come from. It ain't where you come from, it's where you're going. And we're getting together and making it mellow. And I love having a seat at this table too, Brother Moto. I love having a seat right here at this table next to you. In fact, pass the butter, because we're about to make sure we get this thing cracking, and we're going to eat because we're going to take care of our own goal. And I want to say to my nutritional therapist who is on the line, we're going to eat, but not ice cream and cookies. Not going to eat anything fattened ever again. All we want is rice, cookies, and spinach.
I want to congratulate my brother Greg McKay for meeting that 10-gram challenge. My best friend of 28 years, Jason Pompey, he met us halfway, and we appreciate it. 5 grams. I see Isaac Matias and Roger Williams and Dwayne, the coach. They chilling, man. Y'all chilling hard, brother.
Yeah, man. We have to be included in the Gram-A-Thon party, man. I mean, look, you cannot come to America all the way from South Africa and not be a contender in the Gram-A-Thon. You hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hey, Joyce McNair, thank you for 10 grams. I'm thanking you, but I don't even know why I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you for paying yourself. This is amazing.
I love the language that the family is using. Marcus Cook comes on Facebook Live and said, "This live stream hotter than lava from a volcano." I like you got a gift for language there, son. We need to work together. Let's make sure we continue to do this. Thank you for the wonderful surprise, Mr. Williams, of bringing our family from South Africa to bring us right before the camera. And you can see that Karatbars is not limited to you or to me. It'll work whether you work it or not. So why shouldn't you get in the system? Why shouldn't you benefit? Because the train is leaving. You might as well hop on the train. What you doing at the station? Begging for crumbs? Shining shoes? Picking up pop bottles? You might as well hop on the train and ride, because you can't do no worse with Karatbars than you've been doing. You can't do no worse with Karatbars than you've been doing. And now as you look around Miami, you see Mr. Williams is showing off the view. Look at it now. It's done.
Mr. Muhammad, I apologize. No, it's not a train, my brother. It is a yacht, man. The fleet of yachts are about to leave the docking station.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. A fleet of yachts. Y'all pick out a yacht. Start thinking about what you're going to do. Save these grams today. This is the way you start the progress of your family. Save these 10 grams. Save these 5 grams. Save these 2.5, this single gram. Save these cash gold packets, and save in gold to make yourself progressive well into the future. That's what makes the difference.
Close out. 1 minute. Close out. Let's get it. Let's get it.
As we got 20 more grams, I said it's 50 for the. That's 50 for the day. I'm done.
Good job, baby.
Now, I want to remind you, thank you, Mr. Best. You see, he's a general that leads from the front. It's a poor general that sits up in the mapping room, charting on maps and then sending the soldiers to the front. But like our old friend, General George S. Patton, old blood and guts, you know, you see, Tyrone Best leads us to the battlefield. He's not asking us to do what he hasn't done. He's telling us how to do what he has already forgotten that he did. That's because we have a brotherhood, a team, a family that's making a difference. We haven't even heard from Mr. Allen Austin. Remember, he'll be back with us. He's the secret weapon, Mr. Delco.
Yes,
he's
indeed.
Mr. Burger.
Hey, I do have an update on Mr. Austin. He literally just landed in Miami. I can guarantee he's not going to be counted out. So y'all better hurry up, do what you're going to do, because when he brings up the rear, it's going to be brought up for the real.
Hey, Coach Dwayne, our brother and business partner, Cleavon Paul, just got in with a gram. That's big. Y'all don't understand that. That's big for Cleavon.
Here's a question, Mr. Delco. Look, I know you guys got a meeting tonight, right?
We do. Meet and greet.
Okay, I was going to say, you could push this to 7 o'clock. Only difference is if the volume at there before 6, it won't be counted for next week's commission.
That's right.
When we push it to 7 o'clock, we'll hit 1,000.
Oh, we're going to hit 1,000 by 6 o'clock.
Just getting home.
Hey, we might be at 1,000 right now. Mr. Berger's tabulating right now by 6:05. We might be at 1,000 today.
We might be there. We might be there already. And I'm telling you, the excitement is in the air. It's because when we get met with opposition, then it becomes more exciting for us to achieve the goal we set out to achieve. Remember the great heavyweight Muhammad Ali? Remember how Muhammad Ali would be in the gym there in Miami at Fifth Street Gym, and he'd be working out and sparring, and it looked good. He's in the gym putting in work, right? And you love to see him spar. That was exciting enough. But when the real opposition came in the ring to actually oppose him, it became the championship rounds then. Mm-hmm. This is the championship round. You see that the forces of crony capitalism are interfering with your ability to move your own money into real money, which is gold. That's the opposition that puts in front of us our own Joe Frazier. That's our Sonny Liston. That's our Ken Norton. That's even our own Oscar Bonavena. I'm telling you tonight, we've got a chance. We got a fight on our hands. Let's fight. Let's get ready to rumble and do the right thing. The right thing is for you to take care of your family and take care of yourself. Pay yourself. I know the Cadillac man is looking at you. I know he is. Tell him keep on looking. I know the gaslight man is looking at you. Tell him, keep on looking. I know that lady down at the department store that's got your revolving charge card is looking at you. Tell Belks to keep on looking. I'm telling you that there's something you're doing today that has us studying and preparing all together. Where else can you find the kind of table at which sits Debbie Thomas and Roger Williams and Tanisha Glaspie and Michael Delco and Valerie Smith and Demi Sonia and Mr. Ty Best? Where else can you find a table that sits Rachel Rideout, that sits the great Nicole D'Souza, that sits Sasha Monet, and these other great scientists of the arts that they put in motion? They're seated here at the table together for one common cause. This is time for the freedom that Karen Briggs is talking about to come into reality. You're right, Sister Karen Briggs. This is the Freedom Team. And this is right now is the Freedom Time. Mr. Kevin Thompson, please come forward as we prepare in 2 minutes to receive Mr. Rodney Berger. I want to hear a word from the leaders of Team Freedom. Mr. Brian Battle, if you're here, come forward at this time. We want to hear from this great group of men and women who put this idea before us and brought it to the fore. We want to hear from you at this time. Mr. Thompson, are you able to hear us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Brother Minister. I'm just sitting over here just so super elated at the production and the productivity that we have absolutely, came united, came, together and produced. And it's just, I mean, damn it, we got the best team. Excuse me. I mean, that's all I can say. Just to be a partner amongst some of these giants, the giants that you guys are, just to be affiliated with this type of leadership, from Mr. Tyrone Best to Mr. Michael Delco, Mr. Roger Williams. I mean, so many phenomenal individuals. And I mean, it just warms my spirit to know that we are part of the winning team. And like you said, brother, we at the seat of the table. We're not sitting out in the hallway. We ain't got our cups to the door, trying to listen in. We have been invited and have received the invitation to sit right exactly at the table. And, I'm so humbled and I'm grateful, and I want to yield for a moment because I want to give it and pass the ball over to, my right-hand man, the brother that helps me, keep my motivation on top of the world. We run this team, like Starsky and Hutch. I don't know if some of you guys remember them back in the day, but I mean, like Batman and Robin and hey, like Poncho and yeah, the man. But anyway, he just came forward and I want to pass the alley-oop to him, what I'm saying? Because I would be remiss. So, over to you, Mr. Brian Battle. Come on forward, brother.
Appreciate it, Mr. Thompson. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the alley-oop. like Mr. Best, I can't play a little bit of basketball. I did go to college on a scholarship. And, even though I'm 47, I still will dunk on somebody. So I appreciate it. But I'm humbled. I'm humbled. I'm blessed to be a part of a phenomenal team, Wealth Builders Worldwide. To be a part of a movement like this and to see how we can have collective agreement and understanding to come together as a family, to know that we have a system in place that allows us to take a declining fiat currency and to transition that into physical gold, to pay ourselves first and to take care of our family for generations to come. There's nothing like this. It blows my mind every single day just to see how the normal person, everyday person can position themselves with a team that's got the best interest in their heart to be successful, knowing that we have a product line that instead of you having a garage full of juice and pills and potions, that you can stack up gold that would not expire, that does not taste funny, that you want as much weight as you possibly can in your garage that you can pass on to your family. This is the best thing going. So I just charge everybody, because this is something I say to myself. It's important that we continue to evangelize this mission that we have as wealth builders across the world. to know that we have a consistent leadership. And it's amazing that I've been in so many different companies over the years, and to see so many leaders on this call right now with so many different dynamic backgrounds that have the best interest of everyone to be successful. I'm just humbled. I'm blessed. I'm grateful to be a part of this organization. We got Mr. Jamil Muhammad over there, you know, better than Petey Green from DC. You know, this guy right here is just a wordsmith. And I sit back and listen to him. It's like, man, where's these words? Where's this encouragement? Where's this charisma coming from? But guess what? He's wealth builders. You know, he's a part of wealth builders. And when he shines, we all shine. When his candle's lit, all candles are lit. And I love this organization. I had a great conversation with Mr. Best this morning. You know, he's like that big brother, like Mr. Michael Delco. I could not be blessed to have such a phenomenal leadership and to be part of my man, my ace right there, Mr. Kevin Thompson, you know, up here in the DC area. We're excited about what's going on. So like I shared with Mr. Best earlier, unless all four wheels fall off the axles and Mr. Best and Mr. Delco go somewhere else, my flag is planted in the cement. We ain't going nowhere. We get the best team. So I appreciate everyone. This is a phenomenal event. I'm gonna pass it back to you, Mr. Thompson. Back to Brother Jamil, Mr. Petey Green on 10X. Appreciate you.
For y'all that don't know Petey Green, get the movie Let's Talk About It with Taraji in it, and who else was in that? I don't know. With Don Cheadle. It was a great film. Get it. But we want to make sure that, like Petey Green would say, you know, it's time to get this thing wrapped up. It's time to get it wrapped up. So I want to give it back to Mr. Rodney Berger at our headquarters in Washington, in New York. Mr. Rodney Berger, take it from the man who's not Petey Green.
Yes. Oh, God. You guys are too much. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, listen, guys, we have consumed a whole lot of cash today and converted it into the real money, which is gold. So what did we do at the 6 o'clock hour? We made it to 875 grand. Come on, give you guys all an applause to yourself. Come on. Yeah, 875 grand. And entries were still coming in after 6 o'clock. So, Mr. Bass, what did you suggest? Should we just let it roll until midnight tonight and we'll have a final count between 6 o'clock and midnight? We can't hear you, Mr. Bass. He must be on the phone. Mr. Delco, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think Mr. Best might be on the phone.
I need to unmute myself. I was saying, can we stay on this call to 6:30, if possible? I know the guys got to get ready for their meeting. Can we stay on this call to 6:30 and just let the meeting run at 12?
That's fine.
Okay, let the Gram-A-Thon run to 12. You can still talk. The Gram-A-Thon still going on at 12. Okay, but we still on this call and maybe drop some more info to people for another maybe 15, 20 minutes. That makes sense?
Makes sense.
Because we might hit it. We might hit it in the next 20 minutes. We don't know. We're close. We're so close.
Mm-hmm. So call me back at 6:30, and I'll leave the 6 o'clock marker there because that's a powerful number right there at 6 o'clock.
Right there.
And we'll put another number in for 6:30, and then at midnight or 11:59 p.m. tonight, I'll put the third number. And I'm telling you guys, this is amazing. Now, all these numbers will be reset for the next Gram-A-Thon. So,
right.
Numbers won't.
We don't know when we're going to do that again. Because I'm not, anyway, yeah, we don't know when we're going to do next Gram-A-Thon.
Yeah.
Somebody said about stacking gold. I said, you know what? That's a lot of money. You know, we take it for granted. Because that's the 1 gram. You know, I love Carrie bars, man. I mean, you think about that. Did you sit there and say, this? I should be showing this on Facebook and this.
Mm-mm.
That's Carrie bars.
That's what it is.
That's crazy.
That's what it is.
That's crazy. Okay? This be holding up. Let me show you some juice. Let me show you some lotion. Here's all my lotion. This is not for retail. This is mine.
And how about our scented candles? We have scented candles.
Okay. Now, this is mine. That stack right there is mine. This stack here is mine. You know, like, shoot. Okay.
Well,
why you work so hard? The man, please, you understand what's at stake, and this is nothing. Okay.
This is the hour. Now, fellas, we've heard a lot. Ladies, we've heard a lot. And we see from our pre-program monitor that she's back on the road, the dynamo from the desert, the best from the west. She's back out on the highway with the panoramic roof, moon, sun roof in her luxury vehicle, an undisclosed location out west. Hey, there's another best. See, we got bests all over the place. 2 bests in Virginia.
Either one that got the 50 grams of gold today.
You got 50 grams?
Yeah, 50 grams.
Sound like you say 5 grams, Mr. Best.
You got 50 grams today.
No, you say 15.
50.
You're 50.
He's a VIP.
There,
18 years old, VIP in the program.
He surely is.
At nifty 50.
Oh. 50 grams of gold.
All right.
Nifty 50.
That's it. See, when James Brown really had a speech impediment, what he was trying to say was, I got gold and I'm super bad. That's what he's trying to say. They misprinted it on all of this. He's gold brother #1. And that's the thing we need to be about. I got gold power. That's what we need to represent. Now, I want to go back out to the West. We want to hear one more word from Miss Glaspie. She's back. She's behind the wheel. She's got something to say, and we want to hear it. Miss Tanisha Glaspie, she's shaking her head left to right. What that mean? No?
Have anything else to say?
See, she says her action by her work, and that's what makes the difference. This is the Carrot Bars family. This is the Carrot Bars family. No place else you can go on the world, anywhere on this planet, and get this kind of participation from this level of people. Soul Gold, is that right? Oh, I like it. It's got a little ring to it, don't it? Huh? Yes, indeed. All right. You know, so when we play music, that's the gold train. You know what it is. It's like just take all the things and just run with all of them. But we're going to make this thing work. So we have 875 grams of gold already in our personal control. We've already begun to build families with 875 grams of gold just in the past couple of hours. We've already begun to see money taken out of the predatory economy and placed into the progressive economy, built not on fiat currency, but rather on real money. That's taking place right now. And we have only a few more minutes to go. But the good news is we only need 125 grams of gold to make it happen. We understand that one of our secret weapons just got off a plane in Miami, Brother Kevin. He just got off the plane, the great Mr. Allen Austin, financial guru to the stars. Just got off the plane in Miami. And so he's headed toward the gathering of Carrot Bars affiliates and executives for the last stop on World Tour 2018. That's happening. We speak. Go right ahead, Mr.
Yeah, Brother Muhammad Williams here. We got Mr. Owethu Dainashi all the way in South Africa as well, connected with us. He just slipped and said, you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and go to bed. We've done what we need to do. I just want him to have a couple of words since he's staying up late at night in the South African time zone. Mr. Dainashi, are you able to say a few words before you lay yourself down to sleep?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
All right. Thank you very much for this wonderful streaming. I'm always fired up by all of you guys. And I made a statement that we have minds, but none of us have got gold in South Africa. Well, except me and Mr. Isaac and our business partners. Most of the people in South Africa are still illiterate. They are still on the death side. They haven't found the life yet. So we still have a long way to go. And bring these carrot bars. And thank you very much. I like your petty cash, Mr. Typist.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, my dear brother, all the way from South Africa. And I want to just tell you, I know in every organization, it's happening the way it's happening here in the Woodward Group. Brother Kevin, I see it happening, that I'm getting reports of packages being purchased and people coming into the business, and the units are flowing up through the system. It's just getting boffo, crazy, out of control. And that's the way it ought to be. How can you be cool about carrot bars? Carrot, you can't be cool about carrot bars. How can you be real laid back? Carrot bars, baby. No, it doesn't work like that. This is not what we are doing. Carrot bars is an enthusiastic, righteous endeavor embarked upon by people of a noble cause for a righteous reason. That's what we're doing here at Carrot Bars. And we need to get in this last few moments before we get a status report. We haven't forgotten why we're here. We need 125 grams of gold. I'm asking 125 of you to go back in and get yourself another gram of gold. Don't get it from me.
We could close it out right there, brother. You just hit it right on the head.
Let's just close it out. 125 of you go back and get yourself another. You another gram. You're not spending money. The money's not leaving you. It's
one of the things.
Back something worthless and getting in exchange something that has value. I mean, think over that. You're paying yourself. You're rushing to pay yourself so you can say to the people who used to rush you to pay them, I'll get to you when I do. You know how they used to do. They call your house, not your house. They would call my house. Say, okay, Jamil, you know, we called you about what we need to get from you. And I had to tell them, I'd call you when I get something. I'd call you. Nothing else for you until I get it. What, you gonna call me again next week? All we're gonna do is talk about the doggone baseball scores. Red Sox in the World Series. Goodbye.
Hey,
but I'm telling you today, you get a chance to pay yourself.
Hey,
rushing to pay yourself like you used to rush to pay somebody else. Think about it.
Brother Jamil, can I say this? Can I add this to that? You just made me think about something. I'll show you this right here. This stack of gold. Here's what's beautiful about it. It don't smell funny.
No.
Nobody in 5 years ever called me, you know.
It ain't gonna go stale.
It won't taste funny. It ain't gonna spoil. It ain't gonna go rancid.
No.
Fire won't destroy it. Okay. It appreciates in value. Go get 1 gram for yourself. Fire won't destroy it. It don't expire.
No.
It don't make me feel funny. In fact, it made me feel pretty good, actually. I mean, come on. I mean, that's why I keep, when every time somebody call me about something else, I just look at them and say, you don't get it, do you? That program's over. All roads lead to carrot bars. Why would you want a product that you're going to have, they're going to spoil, going to rob, people got opinions about it, they got this about it, they got that about it. Everybody one opinion about gold. Oh, that's money. In the conversation, you're exchanging declining currency for real money. And it has an infinite shelf life. And wait a minute. Oh, something happened to me. Son, take this gold. You can have it. Oh, man, you got to be kidding me. Every time you get a gram of gold, it's always in your family. You build your family's net worth. Every time you get a gram of gold, and you're on your way to the movies, they said people of color buy 50% of the movie tickets sold. In America, every weekend, we 13% of the population. We buy 50% of movie tickets. We buy 50% of all Mercedes-Benz sold in North America. And we 13% of the population. How we do that?
We want to be entertained.
What do I do to gold? Okay.
Wow.
Replace some of those rims and buy some gold.
You teaching, coach. You teaching.
You know, stop going to the movie. The movie tonight, you're going to spend $60 at the movies tonight. This is Friday night. I guarantee you, we're going to spend $100 million going to the movies tonight. Okay? We're going to spend $10 million on popcorn.
What are you
I
gonna
know
do?
I shouldn't get all excited. We almost done. I'm about to get cranked up.
Man, crank it, coach.
I mean, let's get real.
That's just it.
I know it's more than just people of color on the call, but I gotta talk. But the same problem that ails us, when you're economically challenged, you're suffering from the same disease. I'm talking to people of color, but white folks who don't have any money got the same disease, got the same affliction. They do what average people do, and when you do what average people do, you stay broke.
That's right.
Average people going to the movies tonight. Average people gonna play all day tomorrow. They're gonna play all day. They're gonna spend all day tomorrow going to the football games. They're gonna spend all day Sunday watching football games, and then money gonna get them and go to work. That's what average people do. Ask Tanisha Glass what she's doing tomorrow. She'll probably tell you, I don't know. Some of Carabal's problem. Ask a free person what they're gonna do next day. I don't know. Please. Okay.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have in front of us is what is making the change. Brother Dionisha in South Africa, I want to thank you, brother, for being with us at this late hour of the evening for you. I know it's late at night, but when you smiled, that wonderful smile of conviviality, and that, see, there he is, he's doing it again. Look, see, when you smile, that shows what it's about. What we're doing is worthwhile. It's making a difference in the entire global community. This is what Mr. Harold Sykes' dream was about. This is what Miss Shirley Gober has given the last number of years of her life to put into practice here in North America. This is what Tammy Morrison and so many others are moving around the world to do. This is the idea. This is the picture that my organization is sending to me inside my mail right now, that things are moving. And when things are starting to move, we got to make sure we move with it. In just a moment, we'll go to Mr. Rodney Berger in New York. He'll tell us the figure in just about 6 minutes. He'll tell us the figure that we've reached by 6:30. I believe with you, Mr. Kevin Thompson, I believe that we can make the 1,000 gram goal. I'm asking for another 125 persons to go into the system and get yourself another gram of gold. If you don't believe in yourself, then this is not for you. This message is not for you. If you don't believe in your children, then this message is not for you. If you don't believe that you should be free from the control and domination of a world bent on financially exploiting you and leaving you dead in the road, if you don't believe that that's you, then this message isn't for you. But if you believe that there's something different for you to do, that you're a man or a woman of destiny, then come on, get one more gram of gold. Just one more time before we leave here today. Do it for yourself. You're not buying me anything. I'm okay. I bought my grams. You're not doing anything for me. You're doing for you. You're building your own organization, and you're doing the things that have to be done for your family. Remember, like Sister Sonia Ford Townsend, she says it this way. She said, God doesn't do anything wrong. There are things that look wrong and work for right. God doesn't do anything wrong. And we want to thank everybody for getting out here and getting it done. I'm looking at this Asha Ray in Atlanta, my dear sister. She says, Carrot Bars is the truth. The key to a golden future. Literally, get your grams up. I'm not Aaron Hall, and I never sang with Guy, but if I did, I would have said, Gram, oh, Gram, get a gram for me now. I would have said that if I was Aaron Hall, but I am not. So I'm just telling you, we got things to do. And tonight we got to get our gram weight up, and we got to make this happen. We have to do it because our future depends on it. Yes, this is a show, but less a show, it is a demonstration. A demonstration is not motivated by mere vanity and the desire to be seen. A demonstration has as its aim to teach. This isn't a show, this is a demonstration of what you can do when you get together and do for yourself and your family what you no longer have the right or the ability or even the opportunity to beg somebody else to do for you. Think about it. Let's go get these grams of gold. Let's go get these grams of gold and let's get them now. Mr. Best, I know that you have something else I can see it in your eyes. There's something you want to share with us. So myself and Brother Kevin, you see us sitting up in our chairs like this. You see Mr. Brian Battle leaning forward in his chair. And I love Mr. Battle's camera angle. I got to say this, Brian Battle, that's a great shot. I don't know if Spike Lee shot that shot. It's great. It has the light on one side, the dark on the other. You're coming out from where you used to be, going to where you need to be. Great looking video tonight from around the Carrot Bars world. But Mr. Best, is there something you would add for us right now for our understanding?
Yeah, Brian looks like a Hampton man to me. I had to throw it out there.
H-I-U. I love it. I love it. Yes, sir.
You know, we got that Hampton blood now. We got that University blood now, so I got to throw that out there. Okay, look, folks, this has been a lot of fun. I'm talking, I have fun. This 3 hours, I mean, you know, coming from the business world, you don't want to spend 3 hours in a meeting. You know, you really don't. But we get on the phone. We don't want to get off. We've been having too much fun because building wealth can be fun if you make it fun. Building wealth and helping people get wealth and helping people change their lives. And the thing I love the most is that when you see the pictures of people at Carrot Bars, function events, you see a genuine joy. See, what you see on there, Nashi's face to me when he smiles is a genuine sense of joy. I know Brother Jamil can explain it better than I can, but you sense that internal joy that comes out in the expression on the face is joy. I can't help but giggle sometimes. When I first got in Carrot Bars and met Big Boomer, he was giggling all the time. And he'd be, I just say, what is wrong with that, man? You know, because I'm coming from that background, you know, yeah, well, we're doing this business here. But after a while, and you start building the team and building your numbers, you find yourself smiling all the time. You giggling all the time. Okay. When you find people working for a living, it really start tripping you out. I mean, when I say out there working, and they work out, even in networking business, people be working, hauling products in and out the car and all the kind, going over somebody's house. Everybody got to talk, you got to do it. Man, Carrot Bars is so simple, folks. Save a lot of gold, get a lot of coin, tell a lot of people, let the multi-million software do the rest. Wait for Mr. Harold Sykes come up with the next big idea. Okay, you don't have to figure it out. Mr. Harold Sykes will figure it out. You just got to get the numbers. Go get the people and build your network and build your team. And for those who don't understand something, I mean, yeah, I show that little money stuff. Don't trip out on all that kind of stuff. The only difference between me and somebody else is I got started before you got started. I went to work and I focused. But understand, my upline, Dr. Stigall, makes 2 times, 3 times more than what I'm making. Okay, and his upline, sure, what? He got in before I did and got busy. Okay, Miss Shirley Gover, she makes more money than I'm making. Huh? So everybody gets in the same way. Okay, if you're brand new watching this stream for the first time, don't get all caught up in that. Just understand, you sign a dotted line for free. You make a commitment, just like I did. I enrolled my wife, I enrolled my son. I said, okay, the young son, you just 18, he was too young to even get in when we started. He just got his VIP package in April. He just got started in April. I just got his KYC docs done this week, so I can order his gold in his name. Okay? Because he's 18 years old. He didn't have any bills. He didn't have an ID. Okay? So I'm telling you, we all start the same place. But what Mr. Harold Sykes here has a long-term 10, 20-year vision. So we're just getting started. We're going to put 10 million people plus in this company. This will be the largest company of this kind the world has ever seen. I'm telling you this because we have the leadership. I'm talking from Mr. Harold Sykes. We have the management structure in place. We have a product that everybody responds to. Everybody needs this product. Every country needs this product. Every individual needs this product. Okay? And it's the most logical thing I've ever seen. And Mr. Alvin Austin said, this is not emotion, folks. This is just math. And so we got it. All we're doing is spreading the word. And the day's going to come when everybody recognizes this is a solid idea, and you're going to sit back and watch your group explode. When I say explode, that's why you got to get your numbers, okay? And we got 1 minute? Oh God, I'm past 6:30. I'm sorry. Okay. I wanted to just share this with you. Your numbers is the foundation. We haven't exploded yet. But understand, when we go through a 10, let's use 10-time growth. Let's say 5. I don't want to exact. Let's say 5 real quick for you to try to get this in your head. If the company explodes 5 times its size, goes into momentum and grows 5 times its size, look at your team like this. If you got 500 people in your team and the company grows 5 times its size, your team goes from 500 to 25, you're excited. Okay? But if you got 1,000, your team will go from 1,000 to 5,000. But if you got 5,000, your team will go from 5,000 to 25,000. If you already got 25,000, your team will go from 25,000 to 125,000 when that momentum hits. Do you understand? I've talked to probably 75 to 100 plus millionaires in this industry over the last 30 years. And every last one of them say they wish they had worked harder before the company went into that momentum shift. They wish they'd done more. What I'm imploring you to say, wish you had done more. I don't care what happens over the next 12 to 24 months. You're going to look back. I don't care if you find yourself making 30 grand a month. You're going to say, oh my God, if I had done more, saw less football, saw less TV, cut the grass less, do whatever you did is distracting you from focusing on building your network, your income will be 2-3 times bigger than what it's going to be 12 to 24 months from now. Focus. Build your team. Build that base. So when it explodes, you're going to have more. Back to you, Minister Jamil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Best. I'm compelled to do what everyone has been waiting for, to direct your attention back to the big screen where we get total tally from the Grand Tote Board in New York City. Let me say a special word of thanks to you, Brother Rodney Berger, your staff, and the team there in New York, gathered at the telephone and computer information receiving systems and compiling the figures. We thank you all for your mighty, mighty work today, and I give it to you. I want y'all to appreciate Mr. Berger because he's an unassuming man, but he's my hero, and I'm sure if you know him, he's your hero too. Let's throw back to Mr. Rodney Berger.
Man, you had to get me all emotional, didn't you? I appreciate your comments, man. This is my pleasure. I'm having fun with this today. I am having too much fun. But here's an interesting number that we received at 6:30. And before I tell you the number, some of you may have already seen it, but before I speak out and say this number, I hope that when you look at this number, you look at it as a sense of urgency, because that's what this number represents. Ladies and gentlemen, as of 6:30, we did 911 grams. 911 grams. And as you all know, that represents 911, sense of emergency. So when there's an emergency, there's a sense of urgency. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in that days right now. We are in a sense of urgency where you need to convert that paper money into real money, which is gold. And you're going to be grateful that you heard this today. It's October the 19th, 2018, at 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We're telling you, get a sense of urgency and get yourself a gold savings account. It's free to join. You can decide what you want to do. We here are help you to guide you in what you want to do. If you want to get into the business, we will guide you on how to get a business package, and it will help you in any way that we can. There are no got yous. That's a line that always will stick to my heart that Mr. Ty Best always said. When you get into Karatbars, there's no got you. And ladies and gentlemen, get a sense of urgency. And I'm just, that number just strung in my spirit. Not strung, rung in my spirit that we have to get a sense of urgency, guys. We're in wonderful days right now. Take advantage of it. And if you are a person watching this on Facebook Live and on YouTube, because this video will be available on YouTube by tomorrow. And I'm going to share this video on LinkedIn, on any platform that I can, because we need to get this word out. Get a sense of urgency. So, ladies and gentlemen, we did it today. We didn't hit the 1,000, but man, we got so freaking close. This is amazing. 911 grams. We almost wiped out those paper dollars. So what we're going to do, we will keep this website open until midnight tonight. So if you want to continue to contribute to the gram meter, but as far as the Gram-A-Thon itself, it is officially over. But we will continue to keep track from 6:30 to midnight tonight, and let's see how we do. I believe, Mr. Ty Best, we're going to get over 1,000 by the time midnight hits, because there are people still getting home from work, they're still getting home and getting into their bank accounts, making their money move, I believe we're going to see over 1,000 or 1,500 by tonight. And we're going to have to up our game for the next Gram-A-Thon. Thank you guys for the privilege of being a part of this team. I love you guys. You guys have all changed my life. Thank you for allowing me to see a need and make it possible with a solution, with a website like this, to make it easier for all of us to keep track of what we're doing in this Gram-A-Thon. So I love you guys. Back to you, Brother Jamil.
Brother Jamil, if I may.
Yes.
Real quick. I just want to, that 911 just struck me, and it just means that we have absolutely pulled out the defibrillator, and we've given a shock to the hearts of our people in Team Freedom and our people in the Wealth Builders Worldwide, the goal savers all the way around the world on the planet. We've actually pulled out the defibrillator, and we are now giving our hearts the shock from that old disease that we've been suffering from. That old disease, bronchitis, brother. We just gave our hearts the defibrillator. We just cleared, and we just showed and proved that this can absolutely be done. And I really honestly believe too with you, Mr. Berger, that we are going to exceed the 1,000 grams. Just showing everybody, listen, this can and will be done. The currency of belief has taken over. No more fiat currency. The currency of belief has made itself manifest right here in real time. Back to you, Brother Jamil.
Well, there's very little else to be said. Mr. Thompson, I want to thank you and the leadership of Team Freedom, of course, Mr. Brian Battle, and of course, the Gram-A-Thon mom herself, Mrs. Shelby Casey Thompson. I want to thank all of those who have gathered from around the world of Karatbars International, and certainly from around the United States and our various different places of abode, to participate in this great exercise under the leadership of Wealth Builders Worldwide. Mr. Ty Best is a marketing legend. He's not a marketing legend because of what he thought. He's a marketing legend because of what he has done and is continuing to do. I think it more than fit and proper that we turn the microphones over to him for the last word on this gathering, and we look forward to our next gathering. I want to say before Mr. Best comes forward to the microphones that if you are anywhere within reach, come to Washington, in the Washington-Baltimore area, on November the 9th and 10th to hear from a special technical training seminar between Mr. Tyrone Best and of course, Mr. Michael Delco. They'll be here in the area and they'll be training us intensively on the 9th and 10th of November, so that when we go forth on November 11th, we'll be veterans too. That's Veterans Day. We'll be veterans of the battle as gold gladiators to make a change in our families and our communities. But be in DC, be in this area. If you need to find a way to get here, contact us at Team Freedom on Facebook. Contact us at the Woodward Group on Facebook, and we'll do all we can to help you get to the area. Contact us at the Union Team on Facebook, and we'll help you to get to the area to hear from Mr. Best, Mr. Delco, and to make a unified statement about this Karatbars family. So I want to turn you over to the hands of the man who is not only our directional leader, but he's our philosophical leader as too. He is Mr. Tyrone Best. Mr. Best? You may be muted.
Again, I'm telling you, I try to cut down some of the background. I'll be doing things. I took a phone call just now for somebody, getting somebody a package. I just want to say thank you to everyone, number one, for participating, for playing team. I mean, this is a team sport. Believe it or not, this is a team sport. We're all individual affiliates, but it is a team sport. I cannot do what I do without you. You cannot do what you do without me. We all work together as a team, and we all bring our individual talents, ideas, and thoughts to the table. So this is 100% networking. It's truly, I think, the greatest team sport on the planet. Everybody is a volunteer. So first, I want to say thank you all. I want to encourage y'all to dream big. Do not become weary in well doing. Understand that seed. Just remember some basic fundamental things that I always say, the things that kept me going in the desert, kept me going when I'm in the wilderness, and the things where if one can put 1,000 in flight, two can put 10,000. So all I was looking for was one. I wasn't looking for 10,000. And the last thought I say, as Robert Schuller used to say, any person can count the seeds in the apple, but only God can count the apples in a seed. Every time you share this business with somebody, you just planted a seed. You have no control over when that seed's going to grow, but you just, or if that seed's going to grow, but you just planted a seed. Continue to plant those seeds, and I can assure you, you're going to have a great business. So thank you once again. Thank you, Brother Jamil. Thank you, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Shelby Thompson. Thank you, Janisha Glass, for participating. Of course, Mr. Roger Williams and crew, and Mr. Rodney Berger. What can we say? Man, that totem board you put together, that thing is incredible to me. That's just fired me up just looking at it, okay? And Mr. Delco, the magnificent Mike Delco, and Monisha Delco. What else can be said about them that hasn't already been said, man? What an incredible team. We should be blessed all to be in the presence of one another. Brother Jamil, you're the man. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Peace. Thanks for coming out. Good night. God bless. See you next time. Peace.